Hello, hello, you big, beautiful world. Welcome to the podcast of Brothers of Many Words. Long time no see. I am King RP. I am life. I am energy. I am the possibility of what comes next. Moving with purpose, speaking with power, and becoming more every day.
I'm King Russell. I'm here to, I'm sorry, I'm King Russell, and I'm here to recognize truth, evaluate the path, leverage knowledge and wisdom, implement change through action.
Uh,
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
heard
getting
that
ready to
right.
say.
Where did Russell come from? Is that your middle
Name,
name?
that is my middle name, and technically, that is actually my first name. My mother named me Russell Christopher.
huh.
And back in the day, um, before modern times, you were able to my dad, while my mom was sleeping in the hospital, he went and took the birth certificate and changed it to Christopher Russell Wilkins because he wanted my first name to be Christopher.
Son of a gun.
And then it was already signed and finalized by the time my mom woke up. She was mad at him. That's that's the story I was given. And for some reason, over the weekend, I decided I'm done with Christopher. Russell as it is.
There it is. There it is. There it is. King, hit us with that affirmation.
Hey, we stand together as brothers, united in purpose and grounded in respect. Move with love, speak with clarity, and carry peace. No ego, no division, only growth. Each voice matters. Together we build something greater. We are aligned, we are ready. Peace in our energy, power in our unity, and purpose in our message. It is done, Kings.
It
It
is done.
is done. It is done. Welcome all who are joining us. Welcome to Open Mic, where real conversation meet real perspective. No scripts, no limits. Just truth, growth, elevation. We're here to challenge minds, expand thinking, and build something greater together. Out here jamming on a little bit. Let me hit us with some words of inspiration, if you will. What you got?
No, go ahead.
Oh, all right, all right. Some inspiration. Honesty. Honesty is one of life's hardest and most sacred truths because real life will test in real time. When telling the truth costs you comfort, approval, or control, soul searching begins when you stop performing for others and face yourself without excuses. In those moments, honesty becomes more than words, it becomes character. The deepest peace comes not from appearing right, but from living real. When you choose truth, even painfully, you build a life that can stand without pretending and endure without fear. I love those words right there, Kings.
That is
That's some good stuff, man.
that's
That's
facts.
and like it was talking about soul searching and
Mm-hmm.
finding out who you are.
That's right.
That's hard to do in real life, to
It's hard to
actually
do.
figure out who you are, because your whole life has been built on someone else's beliefs and perspectives, right?
That's right.
And so your brain, everything you believe has been taught to you. So it's really hard to actually know yourself. And to do that, you kind of have to deconstruct every belief you've been taught and rebuild from the ground up.
We do, and that requires it requires that self reflection, and which is also hard to do, to look deep within inside yourself and peel back those layers, if you will. But I agree with you. It is a hard thing to do. It is a very
You
hard
It ain't
thing
know,
hard.
to do.
Kings, it ain't hard. It ain't hard,
We,
Kings.
we, we you know, for most
You know what I'm
people,
saying?
it is.
for most people, it is.
You got, and that's the, when they talk even the Christian way, right? We've been hearing things about Christianity growing through society,
Mm-hmm.
and you got to convict yourself, and most people cannot convict themselves, and that's basically whooping your own tail, saying, "Get out the way."
Mm-hmm.
You have to get out your own way. We're in our own way. Then even what Chris said about, you know, it's through meditation. Meditation. And signs and symbols. I think we don't realize how important those are. You know what I mean? When you walk through life and there are signs and symbols. So I'll give you one quick example. I was in Seattle 6 years ago. My daughter's almost 5 years ago. And I was dealing with a homeless shelter, doing security out there, right? And it was about 300 homeless people in one particular area. We had two security guards. I worked day shift. No, anyway. Um, I work night shift, and so there's this Asian guy. He was always there, always wore a yellow jacket. Walked out at 7 a.m. Came back at 9 p.m. when the doors closed. Very very quiet person. Well, I had 2 weeks. 2 weeks before I was about to leave and come back to Dallas at the time, and this guy walks up to me, the Asian guy, and I was doing my katas, right? And he was like, "Number one, don't do your katas in front of other people. Don't let other people know your value and your street knowledge." So, and then he brought up a book to me. He said, "I want you to get this book." Right.
Hold on, let me get my pen so I can write it down.
Hold on. I'll tell you about the book and our afterthoughts, right?
Okay.
So he tells me about the book. I ordered the book immediately. Number one, because I valued who he was, even though he was a homeless guy, but people would judge homeless people, right? Mm-hmm. Most people would judge somebody who's considered homeless and take what they say with nothing. You know what I mean? Just throw it to the wayside. But
for some people, that's a choice.
That is a choice. And to me, that's where misdirection or misguidance comes from, is because they didn't accept this guy's value, what I did. So anyway, I was looking up some information a couple of days ago, and I said, I need this particular book. Forgot I even had the book. I looked it up on ChatGPT. This said this is one of the oldest books you need for what you're looking for. And I said, hold on. I got this book. I hadn't touched the book in 5 years. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But to this day, I have the book. And I told my wife, I'm like, to me, that's an amazing thing, is to be led by something, right, greater than myself, and to look at this person, not that he's homeless, but as a great person of value. And then by me doing just that, I have the information I need to progress myself. But my whole point is that the world wouldn't do that. A lot of people in the world would not do that. Because the fact this homeless guy walked up to them, and matter of fact, even during the homeless period of when I was doing security there, the homeless people were telling me, you're the only security guard who actually talked to us like we're actually human beings. Because I do. I value them. They're human beings.
That's right.
They're just living in a building all together and homeless, if you want to call it, but that's what society calls them, right? But I'm just telling you, like, those things, when it comes into light, when you see these things, or when things come into you, when you get these signs and symbols, you cannot deny those signs and symbols, because they are leading you to something greater. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that.
That's right. So you have a choice. Man. You have a choice.
A lot of people don't listen to that subconscious either.
They sure don't. They do not. They deny. And to me, when God in the Bible says you would deny God every day, to me, that's a part of that section where you constantly denying yourself. And
denying yourself. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. And even what's the story too about the guy who was there was a flood coming, right? It was a flood coming, and he was praying to God. He said, God, I'm waiting on you to get here to save me. And so this guy rolls up in the boat and says, hey man, get in the boat. He said, no, don't worry about it, man. I'm waiting on God. All right, man. Coast Guard comes by and says, hey sir, we need you to leave right now. He said, no man, go ahead, I'm waiting on God. Helicopter comes by and says, come on, let's get you out of here. This house is about to be destroyed. No man, I'm waiting on God. Dude dies, right? House collapses through the water, dies, goes to heaven, or goes to meet God, and God says, he says, God's waiting. He said, brother, I sent 3 people.
Yeah.
I sent 3 people to save you, and you denied all 3 of them.
That's
God
right.
was there the whole time, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to, we open up about transformation, and I wanted to mention, you guys know what the bald eagle is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the bald eagle, I'm pretty sure it's the bald eagle. When it reaches an endpoint of its life, it's given 2 options, right? And not every eagle chooses this. Their beaks, as they get aged, they get really weak. And then they're presented an option. The eagle either dies or it breaks his own beak off completely. It has to break it off. It smashes its head on rocks to bust its own beak off so it can regrow a new beak. And then it regrows new. It also plucks its feathers off. It takes every single feather, plucks it off its body to where it's bare, and then it also breaks its own beak on a rock. And then it lays and waits until it's fully recovered and heals, and it's reborn.
Wow.
And see, that's the uncomfortableness that people will not go through.
You got to fight through it, man.
You do. They don't want to be uncomfortable. They want to maintain their comfort until that comfort possibly kills them. I think Chris brought that up a long time ago. I think that was actually a woe question, or one of Chris's questions about being comfortable. What was worse, being comfortable or something else? But I'm with you on that. That's a great story, though. I like that.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Got to be the eagle.
Got to be the eagle, baby.
Oh, bro, you got to die.
Got to be
daily,
the eagle.
We got to die. You got to die daily. We have to die.
That's
daily.
right.
And if you're not dying daily, man, that could be an issue.
Right.
Absolutely. So what's been on your king's mind? Everybody have a good weekend?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, great weekend. Busy.
I rolled at ATV.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm really sore.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah, I went on my mom's property, and her husband has an ATV. That thing goes really fast.
uh-huh.
And so me and my brother were hopping in it. We're going around figure eights in the field. And there's two spots where we're kind of like drifting around it, right? And it's one spot, and it just rained, so the field was slick. So you could just slide everywhere, man.
Right.
So going around this one turn, and we were able to, coming out of the end, we were able to hit it and do a 360, right?
Mhm.
And then shoot off straight. Well, we did that like 15 times, and we kind of dug it out. And then I asked my wife to hop in with me. I'm like, let's go, right? Doing the same exact thing. And I didn't realize that we had dug that turn out, and then it was no longer wet. And so at the end, the tire caught.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, and we weren't going fast. I realized it, and I slowed down, but I still hit it. And it was like slow motion. We kind of like stopped, and then the ATV went, woo, boom.
Damn.
Man, your wife's side or your side?
Wife's side.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she didn't hurt her shoulder because roll cage, and she was in the seatbelt. So when it
Oh,
hit,
that's what's up.
seatbelt
Yeah.
called her. Yeah.
That's what's up.
So a little sore on where the seatbelt was.
Hey, that's fun times. That's fun times right there.
Yeah.
At first, I thought he was mad because we got out, I flipped the thing over, and then she just took off, didn't say a word to me. I was like, oh, she's mad. But nah, about 30 minutes later, she hopped back in, and I saved myself.
So
There you go.
Her life flashed between
Heck yeah.
her eyes.
Heck yeah. Does the city pop off big fireworks?
Camdenton doesn't do a show, but there's at the lake, man, there's every bar is putting on a show.
And
It's everywhere.
It's funny you say that because they normally go through a lot of the counties out here, cities out here go through, I guess, one particular fireworks display company, and they went out of business. So they had, again, I think this year had registered with them, and then they went out of business. I don't know, maybe a few months ago. And so a lot of these cities and counties out here did not have fireworks due to that reason. So they were trying to scramble to find other companies to come out or individuals who could do it. So it wasn't as spectacular from what I heard on Facebook as it was last year, but it was still entertaining.
Yeah. Cool. Very cool. Very cool. You
Yeah,
know,
it was fun.
I'm a veteran, and so going through the process of the disability aspect of it, if you will, and so I had a certain percentage.
Not disability, compensation.
Compensation. Good word. In 2018, and so I recently filed another claim for compensation, if you will, and got it. And so the combination of those two certainly would have put me right at the top of the pinnacle, if you will, when it comes to the percentages and whatnot.
That's good.
And so, yeah, it's good. It's good.
100%? Did you get 100%?
It was 90.
Okay.
It was
Good.
90. Hypothetically, here's what happened. So I originally had from 2018 a certain percentage already.
Yeah.
So I filed another claim, one that those two together would have put me at 90. However, and
That's
I don't
not
know
how
if
it works.
I don't know if you've been paying attention. So there has been an concerted effort, if you will, from this administration to take funds away from veterans and whatnot. So
At the same time, while they're saying we're trying to give more funds.
absolutely.
What a lie.
Yes. So the original percentage that I had, they took that away. They
Yep.
took that away and made me a new percentage with what the filing that I just had. They took the other one away, so I'm not at 90%.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So
Yes.
they brought you down.
Yes.
Did they bring you down?
The two should have been brought together, I believe. But Chris said that's not how
Right.
they didn't.
That's
They
not
took
how it works, though.
It's not.
Because if you add all mine up, I'm like at 350%.
Right, right. I mean, it only goes to 100.
But they have these things like I'm technically, if you add mine up by their rating scale, I'm at 94.5.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
And that's with me, like with all my issues, and they're definitely dialing things back.
Yes, they are. And I know there's a lot of veterans out there that are going through it because, say if I hadn't filed another claim.
But
well, hold on. If I hadn't filed another claim.
Don't give up, though.
I'm not. Because if I hadn't filed another claim, which was legitimate, so I'm wondering if they would have just taken the other percentages away regardless. Because I know I was watching, I've been listening to it, and I know there's a concerted effort to things that in the past that they had given you percentages for, they're now taken away.
Yeah, a lot of we do have a problem in the compensation part of the VA program. There is, I would say, a good 30-40% of the guys that are getting compensation do not deserve it. There's a lot of guys on 100% that claim PTSD or they claim depression, and then they get 100%. And I see these guys, they don't have PTSD, they don't have depression, they're just using the system, and that's a problem. And they are trying to fix some of that, and that's part of the issue. The system is clogged with guys that don't need compensation.
Okay, well, how do they get past that? Because I had
they lie.
Hold on, because I had an outside source that I went to first.
Yeah,
and then when I filed my claim, they had me go do their source as well. So to make sure, you understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you do that and then they give it to you, how is it that? I mean, I guess you could fake the fun because there are some guys that have done that too as well.
Well, if you have anything that's beyond a physical ailment, it can be reevaluated every 3 to 5 years. The VA can reevaluate and then lower your rating, especially if you got a rating that was like a mental disorder. Those are and there's a lot of people in the VA that are in there for mental disorders, and that's where they're getting their 100%. And I just seen it. Like, I'm not going to name names, but I know guys that. And they've come and brag about it like, dude, I got 100%, man. And they're 25 years old, lifting, fully capable, no elements at all, no PTSD. They just got through the system.
I don't know why, as a veteran, I'm not a veteran, but I don't know why that they wouldn't give you 100% anyway. I mean, you served your country, period.
Good. No. 100%, like that's $4,000 a month.
Right.
I mean, as a country, we can afford that. I mean,
yeah, but I don't think the veteran deserves that.
Why?
It's the same thing. Like you serve 4 years as a state representative. Should you get paid the rest of your life for that?
Well, I don't.
Yeah, but that's not the same. Well, it's not.
The compensation is for getting hurt in the line of duty. So if you didn't get hurt in the line of duty and you don't have a problem and you can still, and you're 25 years old, just because you serve 4 years for the country doesn't mean you should get 60 years of pay.
Well, I'm in agreement with that, except if you've gone to combat. I think those circumstances are quite different than just say you serve and you work you sit at a desk, if you will. But if you go to combat, there's, in my opinion, you should get that automatically because it's just not the physical side of it. There's also the mental side of it as well. And to go through those things, you will be changed.
Yes, but
you will be changed.
You volunteered to serve your country.
True.
And if you that's part of it. Like if you signed up in the Army as an infantryman, you should already know going in you're probably going to go to war.
True.
And you've probably already talked to guys and they prepared you for that. And if you didn't get hurt, there's no reason for you to take from the system because the point of being a soldier is to serve. And so if you didn't get hurt and you don't have a problem, why should you continue to get compensation and put a load on the system?
Well, how do you compensate for the mental side? Because that you cannot ignore that. You cannot ignore that you will be traumatized, no matter how solid of a mind you have going in to go to combat and experience those things at a extreme high level.
No, the guys that truly have PTSD and have a problem, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the guys that served. They're perfectly fine mentally. They have no elements, but they're taking the money from the system because they can.
There is that part. That's
what I'm talking about. Because I do know guys that have PTSD, and they deserve that. But also, I mean, PTSD, that's also a weird one too, because it's one guy could go through the same exact experience as another guy and not get PTSD.
True. Everybody's
and
different.
the other guy erects him for life.
This is true. This is true. And so there's certain parts of that too as well, depending on what you do when you are in those combat situations. Are you back in the rear, if you will, or are you out there on the front lines, hooking and jabbing?
Like I remember when I was a CEO in Jefferson City, I worked night shift, and one of these the fellow guards I was working with, he would come to me and brag to me. He's like, "Man, I just got 100%." He said, "I lied about the whole thing." He's like, "I said I had PTSD. I said I had depression, and we had some genetic testing. And I found out I have some Native American blood, and so we added, and he got some more benefits because of that." And he was just bragging about it. And he's like, "Now I'm just working here to make extra money. I'm pulling in $4,500 a month." I'm like, "Wow."
So genetic testing, they do that too as well?
This guy was a white, bald guy that super geeky, and he was definitely into playing the system, one of those guys. So he knew every little thing. Like, I don't know enough to really talk about it, but I just remember him saying that he got more benefits because he found out he had Native American blood in him. Then he was using that to his benefit. I mean, there's always, when you have a system like this, it's always going to be abused.
Yes, I know you'll have that side. I just thought it was interesting, that they could be, you go to them with a certain set of circumstances, and they test you and like, okay, we're in agreement with you. You have these things, so we're going to compensate you for this, and then just because there was no warning, it's almost it was as if it was like, okay, now you want this, we're going to give you this, but we're going to take this away. And there was no warning to that. I was like, because I was reading the paper, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. I was like, well, I'll be damn.
How much did you lose, brother?
30%.
Damn, that's a lot.
That's substantial.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So they're no longer giving you your 30%, so you filed a new claim, and so now they're doing an investigation on that.
But that's settled. So I was under the impression that they would combine the two, because I've had that since 2018.
Right.
And then so the new claim, I won that, so I thought it would be together. However, that's not the case. They took that away, the 30% away, and added me with another one instead of combining a new rating. A new rating.
Higher than where you were.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I am, but I didn't realize that something I was already. Yeah. Like, so it's like, I take that as, well, you no longer have those problems. Well, I was never tested. How you know?
Yep.
Yeah. Veterans, man, I got love for veterans. I really do. I mean, even though you're volunteered, you still went out there and fought for your country. And I don't think really people actually, when they go in the military, and this is a question for you guys, I don't think really people think of the severity that comes with that. You don't think you're going to war. You might go and be excited about fighting for your country, but the fight for your country in your perception might be different than what the military has planned for you.
This is true.
So I don't know. I think that I'm for our veterans, but man, I took my processor. We have a processor in business out here at the lake, and when I tell you, it is difficult for me to go serve a veteran in their 70s and 80s who lives at a hotel, right, and is just having mental breakdowns occasionally. It's difficult to see that he's getting kicked out of a hotel where he's only paying $800 a month, but due to his PTSD and mental issues, it's just hard for him to move, hard for him to get out of bed, hard for him to go to work and do anything, hard for him to be around fireworks. You know what I mean? It's sad. So I mean, I got a soft spot in my heart for veterans, and I thank you guys for your service.
Appreciate that, brother.
I appreciate that too. And to that. So the part of the reason why I feel that way, and I agree with King on that, is why you should get it automatically, especially if you've been to combat. Because when I was done, there was no. So first, to what you're saying about when you're going in and possibly preparing yourself for potential war combat. So listen, I went to boot camp. 3 months. I went to School of Infantry, 3 months. Another month, I am in combat. And 7 months in, I'm in combat. You want to talk about a bust in the face, if you will, thinking about your life every day. So, however, fast forward that to when you're getting out, there was no debriefing. There was no, okay, well, you've been to combat, so let's come over here and let's 6 months before you get out, we're going to see where you're at mentally. There was none of that. It's that your time was up and you're out. And so to what you mentioned about the veterans that are living in the hotels and, and having the psychological trauma and, that stuff is real. And there is no, yes, I know there's programs, if you will, that you can get out there and go do. However, those, I don't know, man. It seems like it's a jammed up system to me. When you get out, there's no debriefing. You pretty much have to take everything that you have inside of you and try to now to deal with that out here with civilians. That's not easy there because nobody is going to understand what you've been through. That's not even a conversation to have.
Well, that's why, I mean, if you are a combat veteran, you definitely do not need to stay to yourself. You need to talk to other combat veterans.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the people that are going to understand you. You need to talk to other veterans, but it is getting better. Like my brother, he had severe PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
I won't get into all the details and certain things that's happened. But from his perspective, he's gotten a lot of help. Now I know some states are worse than others. Missouri is one of the states that's actually has good care, especially in the Springfield area where my brother's at. He drives an hour to his hospital than we have the one in Columbia. But he's told me that, I mean, the therapist he spoke with, everything was provided and he got the help he needed and he still gets it.
Right.
See, a lot of veterans, at the same time, they are too embarrassed to go talk to somebody and say they have a problem too. That's another problem.
It's hard,
Yes.
King. It's hard to do. It's hard to do.
The Army, I mean, the military built you guys like that, right?
This is true as well.
You were built that way. You know what I mean? So it only becomes harder due to the psychological process that you guys been in the military. I mean, so
and this is not new to our culture. You know, this veteran thing, like you think about all the ancient kingdoms we've been reading in history.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys have gone to war too. And
absolutely.
This is a problem that every soldier has.
True.
No matter what country you served or what time frame you served in.
Right. But don't you guys think it was a little bit different during ancient times? I mean, it was more honorable. It was considered honorable to die in the, I mean, you looked at it that way. If
it still is today.
Yeah, you would sit there just fall on your knees and let the dude just cut you up and say, brother would say thank you and cut your head off.
Yeah.
What I mean? You're considered dying in honor. But I don't know if it's that way these days. You know what I mean?
I mean, we don't fight with swords, man.
Yeah, and that's true though. But I mean, even
a coward can kill somebody now.
Well, don't even get me started on that one, Chris.
I mean, it's true.
That there is some ancient Eastern philosophy on why to use swords and why we use guns now. You are absolutely right about that.
I mean, I really wish. I mean, I'm not joking. I've talked to my wife and she thinks I'm a little nutty, but I want to forge myself a great sword and start learning how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
I use machetes. I have 3 machetes that I use and practice with on it. I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And even when I go do security, you might see me with a little gun on my appendix, but at the same time, I got.
Yes, sir.
But no, for real, I'm gonna put up some posts in the backyard, and I'm gonna start just figuring out my own style of training.
There you go.
I can show you the figure 8. I can see some videos I've done a while back. I throw knives too, so I have some throwing knives because again, these are, even when they talk about in law enforcement, 30 feet. You know what I mean? If you have a knife in law enforcement or somebody with a gun is approximately 20, 30 feet from you, have a great opportunity. And their guns in the holster, don't get me wrong. You have a great opportunity to get to them first and stab them a couple of times before you get their gun out the holster or at all. You know what I mean? So that just shows you how powerful or how you can use that knife to your best of your advantage. And also
the combat is different. You're talking about.
Oh yeah, bro. I mean, before I moved out here to Missouri, I did it for a couple years, and then when I moved out of here, I still did it pretty much every day for a couple years.
Right on.
Yeah.
I was in the guns, so get me wrong, but that's the easy way, right? It's the easy thing to use,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You basically look up, aim, and you shoot. But a knife, you need to, and then you learn how to hold it the right way. You learn certain knives to purchase. You know what I mean? And so I am pretty proficient in that.
Yeah, 10-4. 10-4.
And you're speaking of honor, like when you think about it, you have two honorable soldiers doing a battle with swords. If that was switched to guns, they shoot, boom, you're dead. There's no time. But with a sword fight, 5 minutes could pass if you're both good warriors and both skilled swordsmen. 5-10 minutes could pass, and then while you're fighting, then you guys both realize what the fuck we fighting for.
Possibility.
And then you could actually become
Possibility,
friends or learn. Things are different. You can learn a lot more about your enemy, and maybe you decide this fight's not worth it.
Unless
Versus a gun, split second decision. You can't. There's no thought in that fight.
Well, unless you're fighting before your king with a sword, then it's to the death.
Yeah, but it's honor. I think it's still an honor thing. I mean, it was honorable.
It's much.
If Chris is better than me in the sword and we're fighting, I might drop my sword and fall to my knees and be like, "It's time." But look me in my eye and send me on my way.
Or you might beat me and make me submit and grant me my life.
And that's true. Absolutely. But
you can't do that after you pull a trigger.
But even that's so true too. But even the Egyptians talk about, the deity who walked you into the afterlife, right? You know what I mean? And that deity could be you. You know what I mean? So you get stabbed with a sword, and if you watch certain samurai movies and older movies where they use the sword, they would stab you and they would stare you in the eye and say thank you and walk you. It literally, I'm not literally speaking walking you to the afterlife, but stare in your eyes until the soul has left and basically walk you to your afterlife. And to me, that's honorable. You know what I mean? That's honorable to do so.
And that death has more meaning.
It absolutely has more meaning. I believe it has more meaning.
Yeah, no doubt.
Man, how the hell we get on talking about swords, man?
That is what we do.
Right on,
Man.
right on.
So we were talking about the psychedelics before we got on. Go ahead, King.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that I'm thinking I'm going to start getting some equipment here for the house and start training here at the house, and not hitting the gym as much.
Yeah.
You talking about with swords?
With everything, man. Like I want to get some old barbells, some old plates. Just come up with different styles of training that I want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I want to do stuff like I want to grab a barbell, put 135 pounds on it, pick it up from the ground up to my shoulders, and then just launch it in the air as far as I can, and do that repeatedly.
Let me help you out, Chris. Let me help you out. I am working with sandbags. So I just ordered, I had a 100-pound sandbag. It's too light. So I'm going to order the 200, 300, and 400-pound sandbags. Bruh, it is a different type of working out. So I'm looking to create a workout program too. It's going to be called Rise of the Beast, right? Or Fit for War, either one, right? And it's really preparing us for what is to come. So if there is a war that occurs or some type of, something within that range, I want people to be prepared. But I don't think the vertical and horizontal lifts, like using weights, is going to prepare me the best. So if I even had to pick up my kids, both my kids, and run with them, right? And are we able to do that using barbells and plates? But if you got a 400-pound bag and you're walking 25 yards there and 25 yards back, or running with it, I feel like that's going to prepare your body for for whatever. You know what I mean?
Because you're moving. The body's designed to be moved. Yeah.
Yes. But I think it's, I think what we went wrong when it comes to weightlifting from our ancestors is that they didn't have weights. They sit there and picked up rocks and moved them out the way to build their homes, or they walked miles or ran miles to go hunting and this and that.
Oh, they did squat.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember the old story from Rome? The guy's like, I'm gonna squat this horse every day, or it was a cow or a bull. And it was a calf, and he squatted the calf every single day. It was a story. And then he got, as the calf grew in weight, he grew in strength on a daily basis.
See, I hadn't heard that. I hadn't heard that.
It's an old Roman, I don't know what you would call it.
Okay.
But it's just an old story.
What?
And
Hey,
so
kid.
that was mentioned. So we definitely know they were squatting back then.
Yeah. But
Well,
handbags. You gotta try the sandbags, bro, for sure.
Well, I seen your video. You and fam doing it. Is that what you were tossing?
That's what I was. And yeah, it's a 100-pound bag.
Yeah.
But like I said, I need something. I want to prepare myself for much more. So again, there's 2 and 3. Bro, I seen a female last night. Van said she sent me a link to a female. She was doing 200, and I'm like, yeah, 200. I should be doing 300-400 easy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, but I mean, bro, that even that 100-pound bag, I do Zercher squats, Chris.
Yeah, buddy.
Squats, and
those things will make you tough.
Oh yeah, it will, bro. And I throw a little back extension in with that, and then I do explosive push-ups, going down slow, exploding up. I do 15 of those on the bag. I carry the bag probably about, I say our yard, maybe 40 feet to the fence and then back, and then I drop it and I pick it up, roll it over, roll it up to my stomach like I'm powerlifting and or throwing cleans, if you'll say, and bring it up to my shoulder and throw it off my shoulder on each side, still 3 times each, bruh. I mean, when I go to the gym, I sweat so bad, my body feels so sore, and what it does, it works those little bitty muscles, not the big ones we're used to working at the gym, chest, tries, and this and that. I mean, it's working, these little muscles within the body, and then bad boys start to stick out and start to feel tight or feel loose at the same time, bro. I love the feeling. But that is my new thing, is using sandbags.
You just started?
I've been doing it now for about 2 weeks.
I saw that video and I sent it to my wife. I said, this is what I want to start doing at home.
Yeah, bro, I'm down. I am down. I do my kata. So what I do, matter of fact, I'm finna get me a body dummy too. So I'm going to do the workout, 5 sets, and then I'm going to go into a ground and pound for about 3 minutes. And then I'm going to do my katas. I have karate katas I do after that. And I do 3 sets of each. So I'm doing about 12 different sets of katas, three of each one. But bruh, you talking about breathing hard, you talking about control your breathing, control your mental, all that, bruh. It takes you mentally and physically, fatigues you. Yeah. But every day or every week I try to progress into something better in what I do on a daily basis. And it's
you're lifting and conditioning at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I still go to the gym. So I'm still doing the gym 2 or 3 times a week.
What's a kata?
So kata is like your karate. I would say your form. So you have to go through these.
Okay.
It's kind of like just techniques. So you're going through techniques, and when you do your kata, so when you actually level up to a new belt, you have to perform your katas in front of your sensei, and then he levels you up. So it just mentally prepares your body for a fight. So you're doing these katas, and you have to do these every single day. You're coming up. You're punching, you're kicking, just preparing your muscle memory. So if you had to fight, you're automatically coming up and then punching,
Right.
So I'm a brown belt in Shorin-ryu karate. My sensei is Sensei Guy. He's out of Camden, Missouri. Man, bad dude. He's a bad dude. Matter of fact,
where's this at in Camden?
He's retired now, so he no longer does it. I was doing private sessions with him for about a year or 2 before he retired. Right now he retires. He travels the country, basically comes back to the lake during the summer. But he does security for me also. But man, he's in his 70s and he works it. But he's built. He's in great shape. But again, I'm brown belt in Shorin-ryu. I love jiu-jitsu. I love judo. I was a purple belt in judo. Man, I love it. I've done Muay Thai. I mean, I've been I think knowing as much martial arts is necessary because you're well-rounded. You're a well-rounded individual. So it would consider I wouldn't say I'm an experienced MMA because I never fought in MMA ring, but I fought MMA streets.
Right. Right. So with the colors of, what is the colors in the scale, the purple and the brown, what do they rank at?
It's just elevations. It's just elevations of the bank of your belts. So I mean, I so funny. I got my kata pictures over here, but all my katas frames are from to Okinawa, Japan. So my sensei went to Okinawa, Japan during the military, and he learned Shorin-ryu karate and came back to America and started a school. And so,
Mhm.
I learned, and you'd be surprised. It's not really traditional, but you do learn a lot of traditional things when it comes to these colleges. And that's another thing too. I would love to move to Okinawa, Japan. Oh man, to study the traditions
Mhm.
that 5, 6, 7, 10,000 years old, bro. It would flood my heart to do something like that.
Right.
But yeah, bro. But I encourage people to do things like that. And here's my number one thing about it too. I do it also for my kids and grandkids, so they can look at me like, oh my God, Grandpa Mackey did this, he did
Right.
that. Yeah, yeah, he did these things. I pass these damn things down to you so you guys can better understand who I was and then look to partake into these things. But I've been
Right.
doing karate all my life.
Right.
All my life. My dad was in karate when I was 18. Matter of fact, I knocked my dad out when I was 13 years old. I was a big Van Damme fan. I was a big Van Damme fan, bro. I jumped up, did those split kicks, and kicked him right on the chin and knocked him out, bro. I swore you couldn't tell me nothing after that. I told the
Oh
whole
man.
neighborhood. I told the school. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he was pissed.
I bet he was.
Yeah.
I'd be too if I was your dad.
And he went and joined. He started doing private training in karate right after that. Yeah. 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 And so I never beat him. I couldn't even beat him.
He's like, you're not gonna get me again, boy.
Yeah, you ain't getting me again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
There's a lesson to be learned though. Not always is it the father teaching the son. Sometimes the son can teach the father, and the father is
Yes.
humble enough to accept that lesson.
Sometimes, yes, you're right.
And
You're right.
And really, if that father can learn to accept that lesson, that might grow the bond between the father and son even more.
That's right.
He didn't learn it. It only got worse.
Oh man, that's funny. That's
Good
funny,
stuff, man.
Yeah.
I did karate
Oh,
when
my
I
gosh.
was, I think, second grade.
That's what's up.
I got past. I remember. I don't remember going to training, but I remember the tournament. I got the belt above white is blue belt, right?
Bro, they changed. So
This was taekwondo. It might have been green.
White, yeah, green, then maybe orange. Yeah, or no, white and yellow, then green and maybe orange.
So I got the second belt up. I remember that test. I was second grade. I remember kicking the board and breaking it. And...
Yes. I almost put my kids in taekwondo here at the lake area, so I went to a taekwondo class. And I was like, no, I'll just teach you myself.
You didn't
I'll
like
tell you
it?
what.
You didn't like
Didn't
it?
do much.
No.
Why not?
Breaking boards
Oh.
at 5. That's unnecessary, bro. That's unnecessary.
Well, it's not. They're not really. We're not really breaking them. Their board's meant to be broke.
They are. They're already broke, and I get their
Right.
award system when it comes to that. But you know what? That's not real life. So here's another
Right.
thing too, man. I've done judo, and like I said, I love judo. And there's a couple guys that I've competed against, but they're not well rounded. Meaning that they're good at judo, but they're not good at fighting. And so you still lose when it comes to a street fight.
And judo's more of a defensive technique, right?
Yes, sweeps, things, throws, and I've like I said, I've went toe to toe with some guys who are pretty decent. I'm like, man, you're just not a street fighter. You're good at what you do, but if you can't flip me or throw me or sweep
Right.
me, and I can use other techniques that I have, I will hurt you. You know what I mean? And I sit there and stop and say, hey, bro, stop putting your head down. You know what I mean? Hey,
Right.
bro, watch your arms. Hey, watch your fingers, because it's not always just strictly by the book of competitions.
Right.
We do tournaments, but when you street fight, man, I'll break your fingers, I'll pull
Right.
your thumb. The weakest part about men are their hands.
Right.
My wife, man, if I'm not careful, I'm fighting my wife, pretend fighting. She'll grab my thumb or my pinky. I'm letting go, because that's some bad pain, and I mean,
Right.
and they're weak. I don't care how big you are. A dude or somebody grab your thumb or your pinky or your finger, start pulling them back, you're gonna stop. You're gonna definitely stop.
What do you think about Muay Thai?
You got.
Oh God, bro, she don't play. Like she go in on me. You know what I mean? Huh? What'd you say, Robert?
What do you think about Muay Thai?
Bro, Muay Thai is brutal. Bro, look, when I went to Muay Thai, I walked in, the instructors from Thailand. He said, hey, southpaw. I said, no, I'm not southpaw. No, southpaw. I said, okay. He taught me southpaw. Like I wasn't a southpaw fighter at all. bruh. And the week I got out of that class, I went 5 days in a row. When I got out of that class, I'm a dark brother, right? I'm dark brother. I'm dark chocolate, bruh. I was purple. My rib cage was purple because the clenches and knees, bruh. When you clenching and throwing them knees at your rib cage, at your stomach, bruh, it is brutal because they want you to feel it, so your body can get used to the I say the trauma. You know what I
Right.
mean? But bruh, Muay Thai, that's
They were
elbows, that's
they were
knees,
kicking you.
bro. They were kneeing me. Yes, they had
Mm.
me in the ring, pretending to be southpaw from the beginning, right? Because I wasn't southpaw.
Right.
But when they would clinch me, bro, and what the thing is, you have to fight everybody, right? So you have to fight everybody for a minute or two. So it don't matter what rank or anything they are, you have to fight everybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even the higher instructors come in there and they you start, you throw something too heavy, they're gonna hit you back. They're gonna hit you with a bow.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful what you do because you're trying
That's
to
right.
win, but you don't know everything you need to know just yet. But man,
That's right.
time he clenched the back of my head and started just kneeing me, bro. Oh my goodness, bro.
So
You
you were letting him do it?
What am I gonna do? I didn't know what to do. It's like my second day in this bad boy.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do. But I learned what to do, and then again,
Right.
you learn how to protect yourself. You learn how to do these powerful kicks from Muay Thai. You learn how to use these powerful knees and bows. I mean, you start watching MMA.
Yeah.
When they're trying to slice the head, man, with that elbow. I mean, the slightest slice can have blood dripping and pouring. That's a psychological thing.
Absolutely.
Now you're bleeding. Now you can't see. Now I have an advantage over you because I got one eye that's covered in blood. Now I'm destined to win almost at some point, right? But yeah, no, this ain't just throwing no hands and kicks, bro. You throwing some elbows and knees. That's a different play.
You said, what could you do, huh? You
Right,
taking them knees?
I didn't know nothing. I didn't know what to do at first, bro. I had no idea what to do.
You're right.
Just don't let yourself get clenched. That's just the thing about
right.
it. And then you try to react to them. So if they clinch, you start throwing knees. You throw knees too.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, it was crucial the first week, bro. I
did
it for about a year.
Were you the biggest person in there?
Yeah, and that was a problem too because I wasn't conditioned. So even when I was boxing, I was my shoulders. I mean, my arms are big, and so my shoulders were getting tired. So again, you drop your hands, wow. You drop your hands, wow, they hit you in the face because your hands. I couldn't protect myself at times because I'm going 3 minutes. You know
right.
what I mean? And then you got the first guy. I might do pretty good with him, first and second guy, and then the third and fourth guy. I'm fatigued. I'm breathing all hard. And I drop my shoulders. I'm like, man.
Hey,
you're mad, but it's your fault.
And you know what? Hey, that 3 minutes, it seems like it's fast, but that 3 minutes is a lifetime.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
And it don't stop because you're constantly fighting. You're not and then you might get a break after the third person, but hell, then you're trying to catch your breath, you're bending all over.
Shoulders on fire.
Oh, bro, everything was on fire. Everything. Chest was on fire, shoulders was on fire, bro. You start blacking out a little bit because you're so fatigued.
Oh, man.
Like this. And that's why I think too, not just using weights. And that taught me a lesson, not to just use weights as working out. You know what I mean? To change my workout programs up, you know what I mean? And so I can build up the stamina within my muscles so I can last. I don't want it just to be a look. You know what I mean? Because a lot of guys who are built, it's just a look. Well, you look good. Yeah, I work out, right? But is it effective? Is what you carry effective? And that's
functional.
Functional, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's when that flexibility and mobility comes into big time play. And you're right too, because the weight training only affects a certain part of your body versus the unorthodox, if you will, with the throwing of the bags and you using different muscles. And so I equate that too. I've been in the gym a long time, and so I know the core is important, but I can honestly say I didn't tend to it as I should have in the beginning. And now that I do that, and look, that mess is humbling. Yeah, you can go do the seated and the sit-ups, but let me tell you something, man. You get on that ground game, and that trash is phenomenal. I mean,
you got to twist, you got to turn.
Man. Listen,
too many people are training too statically.
Yeah, I get on that first time I got on that ground, and you had to do this one where you put your hands down and lift up your butt with your feet straight. Oh my God, man. It's like that stuff was painful, but it was humbling, and it just keeps going to what you're saying. Like you always got to be inventing, if you will, doing different things, especially when you come to working out, because it's just not just one thing. And I got lost in that, and not realizing that there's all what you said, those little bitty muscles that do a great amount of things that I didn't tend to, if you will.
Right.
It's your
Right.
stabilizer muscles.
Yes.
And that's why I always tell people too, like, I mean, I've been a gym rat all my life. I've never been in martial arts besides my second grade kindergarten, but I've really never been a machine guy. Everything I've done is always free weights.
Mm-hmm.
Free weights, and it's not the same as, the different training we're talking about outside. But if you stick to more free weight movements, you're going to work more of your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also doing things on your feet too. Like
Mhm.
don't sit down every time you do an exercise.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
if you can do, if there's a version of that on your feet, do it on your feet.
Right.
So now you're working more of your body. You stabilize your core and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one of those things too where you have to know yourself. You know what I mean? You
This is
won't
true.
go into the I mean, most people go into the gym based upon somebody else's workout program. And they're like, oh, I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna do this. And yeah, they might get some results. But me, I never
That's a
been
good way to
one
get started.
it is a good way to get started. It is,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never been one to follow that. I'll follow my body. I follow what feels.
Because you're not a follower, man. You're a king.
You are right.
Oh,
Your discretion is advised, fellas.
Advised.
my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, and I like Chris. I feel like Chris is about that too. I was doing something in the gym a few weeks ago at Chris's gym, and he was like, "Oh, check this out." And then even when we were doing triceps, like I showed him something, he showed me something. But you have to be open to that, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Even though I have pretty big triceps, but even what Chris showed me, man, had my triceps on fire.
Right.
You know what
Right
I mean?
on.
I love to change. I love change because I love the development I get from it. You know what I mean?
Well, I like that rear delt exercise you showed me.
That's what I was talking. Yeah, the real depth. Yep. Yep. Yeah.
I never seen that, and man, that thing lights him up.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta do things different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, you can go off the basics and learn from that. But man,
Mm-hmm.
what you do, man, grow. Because I don't feel like I look like anybody. I feel like I look like me because people question.
Mhm.
Some people say, "Oh man, this is big, that's big, this is this," but everything I do is it's unorthodox. It's not what the narrative said.
And I'm thinking about for my training, man. I'm thinking about. I'm still gonna be hitting the weights because you're never gonna get that out of me. I'm always gonna be under a barbell, but I'm thinking about switching to where I'm gonna include this functional side of the training outside the gym, and then when I go to the gym, maybe only do 2 days a week and only do compounds. So I'll hit squats for 4 or 5 sets. Then I'll hit chest the same day for 4 or 5 sets.
Right.
Take a break, and then the second day I go to the gym is a deadlift day and a back day, and that's the only things I do at the gym. Everything else is outside.
Right. Yeah, I can agree to that.
Outside of nutrition and form, there's really no wrong way of working out, if you will. Everybody's different, so there's so many things you could put together. You can take out. You can put it together and come out with these workouts that are just they're bad A.
You know what I think would be great for our society, and it's something I think we could implement it because we have enough money in this country to do it, is to include some type of martial arts training in our basic education from a kindergarten all the way up. Every single, instead of having this basic PE class, let's teach them a discipline. And if every person and every kid develops an ability to be confident in themselves and be able to protect themselves, in my opinion, there's going to be less violence and society as a whole is going to be better.
Yeah, bro, I do agree.
Yeah.
I do agree. But society's not here to make us better.
I was just getting ready to say.
I agree with you, bro. Like some of the things you say, man, I'm with you. I vote Chris as our president.
Yeah.
I vote Chris as our president, but our society is just not built that way. Like I can believe I read an article, I think through AA.
So we have to change it.
Yeah, we do have to change it.
It's up to us. It's up to us.
It is. When my wife does more discovery about these data centers, bro, it's scary. It's scary because I really believe in the next 8 to 10 years we're going to have to walk to a line and we're gonna have to bring 4 to 10, 5, 10 gallon jugs and get our water from a source, and we'll be paying $10 a gallon to probably do so. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is getting in protesting now. You can't even hardly protest now because they've changed the laws on that. There's a
You
couple of
get
my
arrested.
brothers, bro. They got 30 to 50
Y-
years for protesting.
Yes.
30 to
Yes.
50 years. Like,
Yes.
and of course there's these loopholes. Oh yeah, it's okay to protest. That's your these are your rights to do so. Yeah, it is, but don't let somebody get killed or get hurt on there, because now you're gonna be part of that issue. But I
Mm-hmm.
haven't read the full article on it, and I did ask some questions about it, but at the same time, it is not going to be the same for us. The noose, in other words, is getting tighter and tighter
Yes.
every day around our necks, to a point where we're already
Yes.
hanging. The noose now is around our kids' neck, and
I
we have to
mean,
be
Mm-hmm.
the ones to cut it off or figure it out. You
it's
know,
my
Mm-hmm.
belief that the data centers, once enough of them are built, like that's the end all. That's the end game.
this comes. Yep.
Once the data centers are built, then they'll be able to implement what they're wanting to do for as a surveillance state,
Yep.
and that's why they're pushing these so hard.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
The cars. I know Chris or RP mentioned the cars.
Yes.
2027.
Yes.
Everybody's gonna have to have a new car. You're gonna have, and your car is gonna have these certain, amenities, is what they call them.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, we're
Yes.
we're heading, we're sending our kids to the slaughterhouse. We really are, because we're too comfortable, being comfortable. You know what I mean? Having a roof over our head and this and that, and really, bro, it's man, it's killing us.
So is that just a Western civilization concept? It's not that way in other countries, is it? This surveillance or
To be honest, man, like I've been to other countries, but
mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard to really know what's going on in other countries here in America, because
Well, they
I
don't
mean,
they
you've
don't
only-
show that.
exactly like I'm sure there's lots of things in China that's probably good.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea, because
That's right.
the news we get from China is always curtailed and filtered.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All
So
of
I
it.
don't really know what's going on in China unless you go
Yeah.
there and talk to the people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or Russia or Japan or any other country for that
Mhm.
matter.
China's growing.
Big time.
China's GDP, I mean, they're grown like 6% of the last decade.
Mhm.
Like, they're growing. Their technology, they have smart cities already. Like, they are drastically growing.
I mean, that's one of the benefits of a
True. I know where
the
you're
type
going.
of society they have.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a dictatorship,
Yes. Yes.
and
What-
through a dictatorship, I mean, you can have a good king, right? That has his people in mind,
Right.
or you can have a king that's a tyrant.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, they made a decision to funnel that money back into their society, and that's why they are.
Yes. Yeah.
They are
do
growing.
things different with their
Yes.
economy. I think 50% of the economy is based upon the 1%, and the other
Mhm.
50% is based upon the citizens, the people themselves.
Mhm.
Our economy is based upon the 1%.
That's it.
Yep.
1%. So they don't care who's poor.
Mhm.
Just what they say, pull your bootstraps up and get in
Yep.
the fight and do what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Chris mentioned something, I think.
Pulling your bootstrap before you go up. That I hate that saying.
Bro, don't even get me started.
Yeah.
I hate that saying. Pull up by your bootstraps. That means I have to learn the game and manipulate everybody to win.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So with with everything that we're saying, is it going to become harder for individuals like ourselves to get a piece of that pie?
Absolutely.
I think if you don't have a business right now, in the future, you're going to have a really hard time starting one.
I agree.
Absolutely. And it's already difficult now because
It is.
about it, it's monopolized, right? So when you think about, so we do business and we do payroll, right? We only have a certain amount of payroll companies you got to go through, right? So, and I've kind of mentioned to you guys, so we've had QuickBooks for 5 years for our company,
Mhm.
but we had an increase in business, and then QuickBooks says, "Oh, we're going to hold some money from you guys because it seems suspicious." Well, what's suspicious about it? Well, you guys are making more money now. Well, what is suspicious about that? Bro, I was lit. A third-party company. We already pay you per month and pay you per transaction, and you have enough nerve to hold my money for 4 days? Thank God I wasn't broke, because I would have had an issue. You know what I mean? That you're holding that much money for 4 days.
That's why I don't use QuickBooks, man.
Bruh.
Like I have QuickBooks, but no money goes through QuickBooks. I use it. Me and my accountant use it only for data collection on our for tax purposes.
Right.
No money goes through my QuickBooks.
Right. Well, I mean, bro, we've tried. We probably had 2 or 3 different payrolls. We do payroll through our bank now. Navy Federal Credit Union. We love it. But again, it's here's the thing about it too. Customer service, right? You can no longer hardly talk to people, and then customer service are at home. So when you call somebody, you hear kids in the background, dogs. You hear them, busy, and then you always have to escalate it to a higher management, right? So I need a manager who can send me an email and confirm what has been going on. So when we did call, they say, "Oh yeah, they look like that. Your money got reviewed." Well, why? I can't tell you why. Oh, okay. You can't. No, I can't tell you why I got hit. Okay, we have another issue. We call back. I mean, we get 3 different.
Because you're not allowed to make any more money, man.
Bro, it's crazy.
That's a great point.
That's what society is for. But I mean, we're not. We don't own a whole lot. We don't own media companies. We don't own these payroll companies. I mean, these corporations that come to a point where they rule us and they're going to say what they want to say.
Let's get into that point,
bro. It's sad. We do security for a $1 billion company, and to tell you we get paid irregular every week. Irregular. they don't pay us on the first. Well, I'm like,
right.
Most people pay rent, bills, something on the first.
You better.
No, we don't pay you guys on the first. You gotta wait till next week.
Wow.
And then even then, we try to charge late fees. Well, no, we're not gonna accept the late fee because we've already explained to you guys we're gonna pay you on the first. And if you don't want to do business with us, then we'll just find somebody else. So what do you do? What do you do with that?
You gotta eat it.
You do have to eat it, right?
You gotta eat it.
You do.
Bro.
And
So it's getting to a point. So, it seems like the money is being withdrawn from us completely.
Absolutely.
And then you're also not allowed to save it too.
Yes.
So like me as a small business owner, it's really hard for me to grow because anytime if I ever make any type of profit, I'm a small business. So my profit is not big enough to really do anything with, right? I don't make that much of a profit. So I have to be able to save the money for a couple of years before I can grow my business. Right. But the problem with being an active business and then you save some of your profit, well, that's profit. So that's getting taxed. And so say you make 20 grand in profit, they're going to take 10 grand of that. Mm-hmm. Right. And 20 grand is really like for growing a business, like you kind of need more than that. Yeah. Right. Now the big businesses, they make a lot of profit. And so they can afford, they can make a lot of profit. Now they can put that money somewhere else. They don't have to pay the taxes. But if you're a small business owner, it's really hard to get ahead.
Yeah.
So then
you can't save your money and then you don't make enough to invest it anywhere.
So then to everything that we're talking about then, so is it even worth it to try to even start a business at this point?
For me, it's still worth it because I control my own schedule still. Mm-hmm. I still work, like I choose what I do instead of, you know what I mean? Like I have to, like boss says I have to be there at 4 a.m. and I can't leave till 8 o'clock at night. Like I'm no longer in control of my own person.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's great to still have your own business, but you need to understand, you just need to understand business and the pitfalls that could come. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's I have a couple of kids and they're like, yeah, I want to have my own business and I know it's easier. And I'm like, easier? Oh, it ain't easier.
It's not.
Nothing easy about it because 8 to 5, at 5 o'clock, you're going home. You don't have to think anymore.
No worries.
Yeah, but business is 24/7.
24/7.
Something changes or we get emails all the time through multiple platforms we use for business. Like, oh yeah, we'll just let you guys know we're changing this in September 1st. I'm like, oh my God, what are you changing? Oh, our fees are going up. Well, guess what? Your fees go up now. My company's fees got to go up, right? But then you might lose people because your fees now have gone up. You know what I mean? And they're like, well, I don't want to pay that now. Well, I have to charge this because the church costs more now. These services cost more for us to use. We have a service that people automatically, instead of writing us a check, you can pay online, right? We pay for that every single month, right? But it goes up. It goes up in service. If it goes from 35 to 38, that's still $3. That's that $3.
Yes.
Add that throughout the year.
Yes.
Add throughout 5 years. You know what I mean? But again, times
a million people.
Oh, bro, you go to the client. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. But yeah, no, it's still worth it. I'm with Chris. It's still worth it to have your own business, but you
Yeah.
better do it now. You better.
Yeah.
And honestly, bro, to me, the best business to have right now, to me, is to do a podcast. To me, is to do a
Mm.
podcast because it's very little overhead. You're speaking to the world, and you build your clients by speaking instead of going out and getting clients. Your clients are
Mhm.
right here. They're already there on these particular platforms, waiting on us, or waiting on them, or whoever it is to get out here and say something. It's a little overhead. You know, buy a mic, buy computer. You know, you probably be out, $1,500. You know, get a
Yep.
Riverside. You know, pay that per month or pay it for the whole year. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Get on these other social media platforms that don't cost you anything to join, and you get
Mhm.
out there and put your heart out there. To me, that's
Yeah.
the best business to have. Right now,
Yeah.
Chris has a lot of overhead. I have overhead because I have people who work for me. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? And so that's insurance, that's workman's comp, that's payroll systems. I mean, it's wow.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah. And a lot of people, to give credit to them as well, is they don't know because they never done it. So they can't have the perspective as a business owner.
Yeah.
This is true. This is
It's
true.
hard to have that perspective if you're always an employee. An
Yeah.
employee's always going to be looking up, thinking,
Yeah.
they don't really know what's on the other side. It's that
Ponzi,
We
saying.
the Ponzi scheme.
the Ponzi scheme.
People talk about the Ponzi schemes out here to this day, or what do you call it? What do they call the multi-level marketing businesses? Is that the Ponzi scheme?
Yes, it's a yeah, that's what it is.
But it's
Multi-level marketing.
yeah, but they talk about how that's a scam, right?
Right.
That but multi-level marketing, you can actually reach the top, through marketing. But when you work
Yes.
as an employee, you can never be the CEO. You can't hardly be the COO. You know what I
Right.
mean? You can't be at the top into the board of directors when you're
Right.
starting as an employee. Amazon employees don't end up being CEOs in 30 years. You know what I mean?
No.
Or even
Yeah.
20 years or anything or any amount of time.
Yeah.
Right. But if you do multi-level marketing businesses by marketing, you can progress yourself up to be part or
Yeah.
be your own CEO. So, the narrative and the lies of this society, man, have psychologically affected people in a way where effort is
Sure.
not there anymore.
That's
You know what
right.
I mean? It's just a lot of perspective that people just don't rely on. You know what I mean?
Because,
It's just,
well, back then when we had the Industrial Revolution, people wanted to be involved because we were doing something
right.
as a country. We were
Mm-hmm.
building something. So when you went to work, it mattered. Now, when you go to work, like, what the hell am I doing this for? Like, what are we building? What are we working towards as a country?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's one of the biggest problems we have in America is that nobody has a reason for what they're doing anymore. They're just doing it.
But you said something that's damage too, is that this is no longer a country. This is a corporation. And so a corporation is ran by its employees, and they'll cut you, they'll deduct from you, they'll do anything to preserve the company itself.
Absolutely.
Just like an empire.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so we're in trouble because if we still believe this
Yes, sir.
country, it's not. You know what I mean? It's a corporation, and now we have a president who bases this corporation as a corporation.
Make a big bang.
I hear people say all the time who don't even have a business. Oh man, I love Trump. He's a great businessman. What? You ain't never had a business in your life. Just like Chris said, you don't know the perspective of a business.
Right.
But yet again, you consider him a great businessman because he was given $11 million before his dad passed. Well, hell, my dad gave me $1 million. I guarantee you I'd be a multi-millionaire right about now. But
Yeah.
my dad didn't do that.
That's right.
I had to figure it out on my own.
That's right.
And to file bankruptcy over 5, 6, 7.
The thing is, he still started with 11 million.
That's it. That's
He
it.
still started with 11 million.
That's it.
Yes, he made choices, but his whole life, his entire life, and I know for me, if I made the choices he did, I couldn't sleep at night.
That's
His
true.
whole life has been about manipulating people to win.
Mhm.
Yes.
Rolling over people, and that's the only way you make that kind of money.
Yeah. Well, and listen,
Sorry.
11 million back then was a lot of money when he got that 11 million.
Now, I know people are going to say, like,
money.
well, you don't have the vision. Like, we need people like Elon Musk. We need people like these guys that are billionaires. I'm like,
Wow.
in your perspective, we do.
Right.
Yes, we still need guys that want to innovate, that has ambition to move the human species forward,
Mhm.
but not through domination.
Right.
Yeah. So, question: I think Robert or Chris brought this up last time. I don't think we answered it though. But should company owners like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, should they be capped? Should you be capped at 750 million, and after that, all your money starts to go within your company, to help the employees? Should there be a cap on business owners that are in the multi-million-dollar status right before they become a billion?
I mean, it's hard to say. I know for myself, if I had a company and I was making that, I'd cap my own income.
Yeah.
Now I still make sure you got to have income to keep the company growing, right? But not at the cost of my employees.
Yeah. Well, it's like, to go use China as that example, is how they, reinvest back into themselves is no different. I think that cap should be, I know we're a capitalist society and I get it. You get out there on your own and you make that money, your design and your ideas, you brought it to fruition and you're successful. And I get all that. It also comes to a point is how much do you need period? Yes, you don't need it all. You don't need it all. So why not have that cap? I don't know if it needs to be 700 million or 5 or 20 billion, if you will. I mean, that's just crazy talk. Anyway, to take that money and put it back into your company or spread it out amongst the country, if you will, I think we'd be in a hell of a lot better place, than to keep that. Because once because it's wide open. So you keep it wide open, you got to keep that hunger. You got to keep that fire. And you keep that fire, you got to keep that drive. You keep that drive and you're steady pushing, you steady climbing. You know what I mean? But you're steady wanting that money to come with all that. To come with all that. And so, I think there should be. Now, when I got 20 billion in my pocket, I may feel differently. I don't think so, though. That's not what's in my heart. I think I would share all that money. Yeah.
You got it. I mean, your employees are struggling. People are struggling these days. The economy is tanking. And you sitting around with $750 million in your bank account. You know what I mean? You don't want anything. You don't want for nothing.
For nothing.
You don't want for nothing.
After $1 million, I can't really see how you can. More money is going to make your life better.
Well, now listen. $1 million these days ain't too much, brother.
Yeah, but I mean, if someone gave me $1 million right now, I'd be set.
Well, as we talked about, half of that to go to taxes. Chop.
No, I talk about a full $1 million.
Your president made about $1 million in 2025. Y'all hear about that? Excuse me, $1 billion in 2025.
Oh, he's been balling out of control.
$1 billion. Let me see. Hold on. Am I wrong? Yeah. So Financial Disclosure reported roughly $1 billion from the crypto-related business, including $635 million in royalties from the Trump meme coin and over $500 million from token sales for World Liberty Financial.
Crypto's going to tank, man.
1.4 billion. So tell me, why is a president running this country making 1.4 billion? They questioned him the other day. He's like, "Oh, I don't talk to those guys. I don't know. They just invest and then they just let me know. I don't really talk to these guys." Man, come on now.
Yeah. He's the biggest liar, man. Guys that talk the way Trump does, you can tell almost 90% of what he says is a lie.
Yeah.
He talks fast and he just brings up stuff and he doesn't really allow you to chime in. Because he's lying.
He'll just call you stupid. You're stupid.
And he gets pissed quickly, boy. He gets so mad.
Thing is, he's fat.
Yeah, but I mean, you think about being in that position where you can have anything you want, right? You don't respect anybody. There's no compassion. There's no love there. There's no respect there. You know what I mean? I mean, you got people.
Oh, he's made sure to get it on camera when he does.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of that goes back to King is how you were before you got there. What kind of values did you have within yourself before you got that money? Because whatever you had within you, when you get that money, that's only going to magnify, if you will, what's inside of you. Now, people do change when you start to get that type of flow, if you will. But however, how were you before you got that money? Were you a good person?
You had the money, so what do you think then? If you are, what they say, the silver spoons are already in your mouth. What do you do if the silver spoons are already in your mouth and you continue to go from silver to gold and now to platinum?
Yeah.
Like he's going to leave the office and be a multi-billionaire if he ain't that already.
He already is.
He leaves office.
Leaves the office.
Yeah, too. We're about to find out here pretty soon.
Yeah. So yeah, and to me, that's what we need to get prepared for, because if he does not leave this office, man, I think it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think billionaires should exist.
Okay, so I was wrong about Trump. So it says here, Fred Trump died in 1999. His estate was estimated to be roughly worth 250 million and 300 million dollars. His estate.
Yeah.
This is a state. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, so
Well, you were just off. You were off just by a little bit.
yeah. Come on now. Come on. You know what I'm saying? But hey.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't think billionaires should exist. I mean, when you have, like, I know people are going to be out there watching this and they're going to say,
we're finna get
well, that guy worked for it. He earned that. I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I agree with you. He did work for it. He did earn it. But you think he has a right to that much resources?
But prove that. I mean, prove
Who
that.
is he? You have, if you're a billionaire, how much resources did it take you to get there? How many resources did you take away from the common man
Right.
to get there? Yes, I understood you earn it, but now do you honestly believe you have the right to keep that from people?
Right.
Especially from the people that help build that?
Yeah.
It's a tricky one. It's a
Ain't
tricky
no
one.
person makes that kind of money by themselves.
No.
And there ain't no person that makes any money by themselves.
No.
I don't care how hard or how tough or how good you think you are, you do nothing by yourself.
Yes. Yeah.
And so there is that part of it. You know, as you said, he earned it, and so it's his. And they're right. He did earn it, and it's their money. It's just a tricky ass thing. You know,
But like Chris said, it's manipulation, bro. You got to do people
Yeah.
wrong to make that much money, bro. You do. You're not honest.
you think so? Do you really think so though?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Bro.
You don't think you don't think you make $1 billion? Honestly,
You cannot make $1 billion on.
why not? Why not?
Bro,
Why
you
not?
You have to take away from somebody or
You do.
something to do that. Yeah, you do. Yeah,
You do.
Well, what if you created, but you didn't have to do that?
It created what?
What if you made your billion, but you did it? You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to take it from other people. Yes, you need people to get
There's no
there.
way to do it.
I don't
There's no
think
way to
you
do
can.
it.
I don't like, bro. Even with me just having a business right now. So if I owe somebody money, right? And
Yeah.
Well, define what money is right now.
It's just a tool.
What is money to us? No, money is resources to us now.
True.
Right? We don't go out and get our food and water anymore. We use money to get our resources.
It has to
Money
be
is
done.
the resource now.
Right.
So
Well,
think it back in the day. If this one guy, found this great land, he had all these resources, and he's just keeping it to him.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 500,000 people that's dying, starvation, disease, because he's holding all the resources.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't belong to him. He belongs, I believe in unity, man.
Well, now
Yeah.
now if it's on his land and he didn't have to manipulate anybody to get it, why is he wrong?
Well, because there's people starving and dying outside of his range, right?
Mhm.
I mean, right next to him. Like he's got 500,000 or 500 acres, and it's got water, it's got minerals, it's got this, it's got that, and he's just keeping it for himself. Yes, he went out and bought that land, but again, we don't even know how he purchased the land. For one, we don't know who he is. For two,
Well, now, wait.
you know.
I'm just saying, like, for me personally, if I knew that was going on and I had resources and there's people next to me, I'm going to help them. Why would I hoard that?
Right.
And what good would it do for me to have all that anyways?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like more, like once your needs are met, like resource wise, no more resources is going to make your life better.
This is true. But keep it in the context of what we're talking about. If he didn't manipulate anybody, outside of the moral standpoint, if he didn't manipulate anybody to get his land, if he just bought it, why does he have to share it? If he just bought it,
I don't think that with those. I think from the beginning, I think you manipulated people from the beginning. I do.
Yeah.
I don't think somebody. I don't think a billionaire. When you start looking into Jeff Bezos, Amazon, look into it. Look into what he does for his employees. You know what I'm saying? Look at what he does. You know what I mean? And he don't do them right. He does not do them right. You know what I mean? So you gotta, even some companies, they say, well, instead of giving you a raise, we're just gonna give you a little bit of stock. I want my raise, and let me determine what I want to do with my money. If I want to put in the stocks, I'll put in stocks, right? But if I don't tell me, well, I'm gonna give you raise and give it to you in stocks, I don't want that. I want the money. You know what I mean? And a lot of companies do that, right?
Yeah, but by giving you the stock, they get to keep the money.
Yeah, and then their company can go bankrupt or they sell it and you lose your stock.
Amen. I mean, I knew you guys were tracking on what I was tracking. But yeah, bro, it's again manipulation.
Yeah.
Manipulation. You know what I'm saying? So but I don't really think a billionaire, and I'm saying billionaire.
So a good movie to kind of describe what we're talking about is called The Homestead and off Angel Studios.
I've seen that. Yes.
So you see that? Mm-hmm. That one family has the resources. All those people are at the gate. And you're honestly just going to sit there and let them die?
Yeah. Yeah.
But they manipulate anybody to get their resources.
Some people, what if you were in a position where you could get a lot of resources and then 100 people did not have the ability to save resources, right? Mm-hmm. So, and the world just ends. You're just going to be like, screw them. For me, like,
I'm
consciously,
playing. No.
I couldn't.
I'm playing.
I know
I couldn't either.
You couldn't.
I'd be like, yeah. I'll be throwing it over the fence.
Now I do. Yes, I do want to keep it. My body and my flesh does. Sure. I want to keep that to myself because self-preservation. If you're just thinking physically, but we are not physical creatures.
Yeah, that's a good movie though. I've seen that. I've seen it all the way through, and but I'm with you on that. I was like, dude, just help people out. But he had been prepared for this. He had hired the military to come and safeguard his homestead. And his wife was against it. She was like, we need to give these people aid. We need to help these people out. We need to do this. He was like, well, we're going to starve. We're not going to make it. You never know what you might do. You might just make it but if you get people in there who can work the land and help you guys out, they might have other skills.
Exactly.
That can benefit you. But if you never know that, or they just ransack and take over anyway.
Yeah.
Again,
and what we're talking about, that's the difference between a leader and a tyrant. A leader is going to be like, all right, I'm good at getting resources. I'm good at delegating. I know I need other people, right? That's the difference between a leader, a true king, right? A leader versus a tyrant. The tyrant's going to mind me only.
That's right.
While a true leader is always looking out for the next person. He understands that this guy may has a skill that I don't have, and he can utilize that to better us, right? And I have the resources that guy needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're right on that, Chris. Other leaders look to propagate other leaders.
That's right.
They do.
That's
and
right.
Being a leader doesn't mean you're rich.
No.
What?
No. That what's that look for?
Well, that's what we think. That's what we think in today's society. Like, oh, Elon Musk is leader because he has money.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's not all that it takes to be a leader, but I understand what you're saying. I'm
pretty sure the way Elon Musk pays himself, I don't think he actually gives himself a paycheck. I think he gives himself a loan from his stocks that he owns in his company. And then he lives off that, and that's how you can avoid taxes too.
Yeah, the sovereign people.
So he takes a loan because he has the ability to take a $500,000 loan for the year from his stocks, and he knows that year his company is going to grow. So basically, he didn't lose any money by spending money.
And in his world, 500,000 is that's pennies.
Nothing.
That's nothing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, compared to $1 billion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there should be a cap for sure, and I think there should be a cap.
Yeah.
I don't even think people say billionaires, but I don't think they actually understand what $1 billion is.
No.
Just $1 billion.
Powerful, brother.
No.
Powerful.
$1 billion is 1 million a billion times.
Yes.
Or 1,000 times.
Yes.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
You could buy Camerton and Osage Beach.
Bro, and have plenty left over.
There's plenty left over.
Plenty. Yeah. Hell, you can probably buy the whole lake area. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
I'll probably let that bad boy go. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, hey, I think we're living in some strange times, man. We do, and you know, even like Nicki Minaj
We
said,
are.
it's the corporations who are against us. You know, we're complaining about Trump as individual people, but Trump's just a spokesperson. He just has the balls to get up and say what's going on. And to me, Trump has exposed a lot of different things. I mean, even when Elon Musk was in office,
Sure.
exposing this and exposing that. I mean, you know, he's exposing stuff and letting everybody know this is corrupt. Matter of fact, it's so corrupt. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to get a CNN host or a journalist or an anchorman from a news station to come in and be the DOJ director, or you know,
Mm-hmm.
because even Pete Hegseth wasn't Pete Hegseth like a TV announcer?
Fox News. Fox News.
Fox News. Look where he's sitting right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Cash Patel. No law enforcement experience, and
He was just an
FBI
influencer.
director.
Yeah.
FBI director,
Like
man.
he was letting us know, I got clowns in my office, and I'm still running this country or corporation. Like I'm telling you guys how sad this really is. And to me, Trump's exposed it. He exposed it all, and we're just the dummies sitting back saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna vote for Democrat and Republican. I'm this and I'm that." I'm like, dude, look what Trump is doing. He's exposing this stuff. It is not real.
See,
Dudes wake up, have boxers on, and throw a dress shirt and a coat on and button up and get on there and speak. And then you got boxers on and hat shoes, really, behind the podium. Like, it's a joke.
it is a joke, man.
It's a joke.
And I honestly think when it comes to Trump, I mean, I think he decided to play the game. And I think when he first decided to run for president, honestly, my honest opinion is I actually think he wanted to do good. I think he's in his old age. He's like, I'm going to do something good. Because you go back 30 years and look at his videos, he was talking about it. If it ever got bad, he's always talked about this. And I think what happened with Trump is he is a, what's the word I'm looking for? He's a very aggressive businessman, right? And I think he became president and he realized, I think he knew it was a game, but I don't think he realized how much of it was a game until he became the president. And then the way they treated him his first term, he's like, game on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and now he's just playing the game. He's playing as president right now. And he's in
I
it
can
for
see that
himself.
scenario. I can see that scenario.
Yeah.
That's
For
what
sure.
I think, man.
Yeah.
I can see that scenario.
I feel like he exposed a lot of stuff in the government. Where if we still believe in government, I feel like we're foolish.
I think he's exposing how dumb we are as citizens.
Absolutely, to believe into a government. You know what I'm saying? That gives money that, you know, depending on what president's in office gives, they're still getting paid, right? Well, whose
Right.
name is this? This person's been dead 100 years, but it's going into this ghost account, right? That's probably ran by Biden and the Clintons and this and this and this. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's just exposing all. And he's making us realize, like, it's a game. Go take your money back. Go take your money back, American citizens. And we the people, I don't even know where that's at anymore. Like, we might as well flip that upside down, because there's no we the people anymore, because we don't even believe in ourselves.
This is true.
You're right.
We don't believe
This
it.
is true.
We want to be governed.
This is
we
true.
want to feel comfortable. You know what I mean? And that's the sad part, is that we want to feel this way. We want something when we're scared, and that's why they propagate fear. When they propagate fear, man, we sit there and bend over backwards, man, and just take it. Well, not we, but them.
Yeah. All right. I want to acknowledge those who are just joining this beautiful podcast. Brothers of Many Words, open mic. That's where honest questions become meaningful conversations. Kings, I'm going to hit us with this woke question. From King Mac. At what point does a person's moral duty to protect human life outweigh their moral duty to obey the law or follow orders? Again, at what point does a person's moral duty to protect human life outweigh their moral duty to obey the law and follow orders? I look at that one. So you might remember the Uvalde shooting that was down here in Texas in the schoolhouse with the kids. And so, you know, there was at some point in time where, you know, the officers were inside the school building and they were lined along the wall, you know, geared out and everything. And the guys, the shooters in the school, you know, steady shooting people. And so, but they could not go because they didn't for whatever reason, they didn't know where he was, or they didn't get the green light to go in and get this gentleman. And so, you know, at the same time, they're sitting, lined up along this wall, waiting to get the green light, if you will. And this gentleman is right down 30 feet down the hallway, and they can hear him shooting, but they haven't got the order to go in and do this. And so I try to put myself in their shoes and be like, if I'm along that wall and I'm geared out and I got my stuff and we haven't got the green light, but I hear this guy in this room shooting his people, what would I do? Because being ex-military, chain of command is drilled into you. You have to follow those rules. You have to follow those rules. And so
you did make an oath when you first signed up before you went to boot camp.
That's it. And so, man,
but the oath means foreign and domestic.
Yes. When I'm putting myself in those shoes, it's like there is that part. I'm going in that room. I'm going. I know we ain't got the green light, but I'm going because I can hear him. I can hear him shooting these kids, and I'm here with my comrades, if you will. And I'm hoping if I go, one will come with me. Am I willing to put my life on the line and possibly die? Yes, to even just to distract this guy. It's tricky. It's tricky when you talk about, to obey the laws and orders, because those things do matter. They do matter. They're there for a reason. That's a tough one. That is a tough one.
For me, I would tell you, if in that position, doesn't matter where I'm at, I'm not worried about the law. If something's happened and I have the ability to protect somebody, I know myself without even thinking, I'm going to be protecting them.
Yeah.
What comes after, I believe in karma, man.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, because it's like, damn the job, damn pension, damn all of that. It's like, I don't believe I could have stood against that wall and knowing that this man is firing off these rounds into these kids, and just because we don't have the green light to go. No, I wasn't there. No, I wasn't in their shoes, but I do have some experience along those lines. And I'm with Chris. My instincts are telling me I got to get in there to do something.
Well, if I don't do it, what am I teaching my kids? I mean, either I can go keep myself safe so I'm there for my kids, or I can put myself at risk to show my kids that this is what we do as humans. If we have the ability to protect, this is what strength is for. This is what bravery is for. It's for protection. Yeah. And if I'm gifted in that and I don't use it, bad on me.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, the officer's approach on that was wrong. We in law enforcement, if I go to a house and I hear screaming in the house, I can kick the door in. Extra sense of circumstance.
That's part of your training too.
It is part of your training. So them being delayed was them delaying themselves, right? It has nothing to do with law enforcement, because they could have ran up on the shooter and do what they needed to do, and allow them, So it's lack of training. That's what it was. It's the lack of training. It's fear. I mean, these guys want to go home too. You know what I mean?
That's right. Fear. That's right.
What do we do? Yeah. I mean, the thought of kids screaming is, I'm with Robert and Chris themselves. I couldn't stand it. But I mean, to me, this is kind of like the military. Chris mentioned that, you volunteer to go to the military, and this is what you do. But cops do the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they do the same thing. But yet again, they don't want to go. They don't expect to die.
That's right.
They don't go into and expecting to die.
That's right.
You know what? I think that if you did, you might think a little different. You might not be so fearful. You might sit there and run after the gunman and decrease the amount of kids you get killed, because
that's right.
It is not only your duty and oath to do so.
That's right.
But as a father, as a man,
yes,
you step into the gap to make sure that we protect the innocent. Even biblically, here we are talking about Christianity in this world, right? But we don't live by the rules of Christianity. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
You're right, man.
Yeah. Oh God, this. Oh God, that. We're Christians, but really, well, read the Bible and tell me what it says, right?
Yeah.
To protect the innocent and the weak, and yet we don't do that.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We condemn the innocent and weak.
And actually, Jesus says, if you don't, he has some choice words. He talks about what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
He said he'll throw I can't remember the term, but throw like a heavy weight around your neck and toss you to the depths of the ocean. That's where those people belong.
Yeah. If you are going along those, if you are going into those professions, military and law enforcement, part of your thought process has to cover that ground before you even take the oath, if you will, about putting your life on the line. You would think so. That needs to be probably the first conversation you have with yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, in the military, like what do we call these, the people in these tactical units and special forces? What do we call those people? Operators. We call them operators, right?
Mm-hmm.
People in tactical units. What is an operator? Somebody that's in control.
Right. Wow.
So if you are operating a mission, the country or whatever department's behind you, they are trusting in your decision at that time. So to me, those I'm with you, Mackie. Those officers were wrong. They did not follow their training. Yes, they didn't receive an order, but the people given the orders didn't have eyes on the scene, and they did.
And then think about this too. You know, law enforcement is just like the education system, just like, you know, when you think about the lack of, right? Explain to me why I have a bulletproof vest that only prevents the lower standard of shooting or rounds being shot into my vest. Explain to me why I don't have a 4A plus times plus, meaning that I can take 7.62. Hell, I can take this. Well, we don't have those vests.
Right.
Well, most cases, you know, it's based upon a handgun. Yeah, in 1980. Yeah, the training is still from 1980. Can we modernize training? Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even when I think about the academy that I went to 2 years ago, we're still doing PPCT. We're still doing pressure point systems. Right. We did a little bit of jujitsu, no judo. You know, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me how we're so old timing in the protection against other people in our society that we don't know what to do because we don't have the proper equipment to sustain ourselves. So yeah, I mean, you get hit by 7.62 or something like that with in a law enforcement in your vest, you're not gonna make it.
Right.
You're not gonna make it. But why we don't have the right ballistic vest to ensure that we can walk out of a situation like that?
Because they have money and they don't put it in the places that it's needed. Like for here in Camden County, I'm not going to say names or words, but I did hear that the county decided just to drop $15,000 on new furniture for the courthouse. Why was that necessary? I've been in the courthouse. All the furniture in there looked fine.
Somebody even sits on it.
Nah, it just
I almost cussed. Nobody even sits on that furniture in there.
Not really. But you know that they dropped $15,000 and then they don't have money for this. And they asked the people, well, we need to raise taxes. Well, you're spending our money horribly. You're trying to make your life better inside that courthouse.
Yes.
Instead of put the money where it's supposed to be.
Yes. Yeah. But that's the society we live in. It's not meant for protection. It's not meant for love and compassion. It's just not. I mean, we're being degraded as citizens to the common slaves. So we're not going to get the right protection and the things we need to sustain life on an everyday basis. We're just not. You know, we're not. I have to go out and buy my own vest to ensure my safety of myself. Right?
You did?
I can't wear it. Oh yeah, bro. I got 3 or 4 vests. Oh yeah. Yeah. When I serve people, I have my vest sitting in my front seat, and I have a couple weapons sitting in the back. Yeah, I have my 9 sitting on my hip, but I got a couple situations sitting in the back seat just in case it gets hairy.
So with the vest, they come with their different ratings, if you will. That's more powerful. Yeah.
So mine's stab proof. I can take 7.62. Yeah.
Okay.
Mine protects me all the way up to pretty much my armpits. Yeah. Is it heavy? Absolutely.
Right.
I can deal with my hips hurting the next day to survive the next day.
How heavy is it?
It's probably about 50, 60 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty thick.
And your standard ruck RP when you're in the military was 90 pounds?
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah.
So, but we don't.
And that does a number on your knees marching with that kind of weight for long periods of times.
Brother.
So,
it does.
Look, again, that's why I said military should get money regardless because of what they put you guys through. I mean, 90, 100-pound pack and you're marching miles and miles.
Uphill.
It might not affect you right now.
Yes.
I'm a 30-year-old, but in a 40, 50-year-old, when you try to squat down and your knee pops out of place, they're going to say, well, that's not military.
Yep.
It has to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
It could be. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Or just like my brother.
Or also, if the military took care of the people while they're in there. Like,
God, I heard that.
like my specific example, I'm not getting into my details, but the injuries I have with the military, they could have all been avoided if the military would have just took the time to do imaging on me when I had my injury. But they didn't want to because they were busy. And so I go back to work. Here's some Motrin. When they could have took the time and done an x-ray and find out I had some problems. I actually hurt myself and I can't go back to work. Now, my injury was minor when it happened, but I wasn't given time off and they didn't want to do imaging to find out what the problem was.
Right.
And I'm not the only case. I'm not a special case.
True.
I mean, there's thousands of other veterans out there. That's had it worse than I have. When the military could have fixed the issue before they even got out, given the proper time off. But, you got to be tough.
You got to be tough. You do got to be tough.
Now, I can understand if you're in a battle, you can't just stop and go to medical, right? But outside of that, I mean, I was on a ship with 5,800 people. Someone else could have done my job. They had civilians hired doing the same job I was. I was working with civilians on the ship, loading bombs.
Yeah, they don't care, bro. Just like the ship. Wasn't you and I talking about a few months ago? There's a particular ship that always has these particular problems. They have problems with the toilet, the sewage issue. It was a Navy ship.
That was the newest one that the newest carrier that was released.
So even the people who I say engineered the ship were saying it's not ready.
Right.
It's not ready yet. We don't care. We don't care. The system here does not care about the people. We are just pawns. They experiment, bro. We think about sickle cell. You think about syphilis. They experimented on people, bro. They experimented on people in this country, in this system, in the government. And for us to sit back and be like, oh, well, I guess that's fine. It didn't happen to me, but the fact that it happened, you don't know what happened to you. Right?
Well, we have all the evidence out now that the CIA has done this. We have actual evidence that the CIA has conducted experiments, have killed citizens, and there is no retaliation at all to the CIA. It's out in the open now. We all know they did it. We have the documents to prove it.
Yeah. Martin the King. CIA killed Martin the King. I mean, we don't care. It ain't us. Because we're afraid to die. We're afraid to stand up now. I mean, the warriorism, the way I just made up, the word I just made up, like, we don't care, but we're too afraid of dying. Here it is. The most Christian-based the most Christian-based country in the world, individuals are afraid to die, even knowing and believing that there's an afterlife. What sense does that make? What sense does that make to us? Oh, I die, I'm going to go to heaven after I leave here? Well, I don't want to die, though. What? Why not, Christian?
See, that's the problem I have is death is something that I look forward to. Right? I'm not afraid of it at all. But I'm choosing to stay here.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a person right here. Look, man, I'd rather die standing up and on my knees. And I feel like in the next 5 to 10 years, every man who is still here will be on their knees. You will be on your knees because it will take you. This country is going to put you at the very edge and either let you jump or figure it out. But we're again, if you look at what's going on, man, it is bad.
We're about to have a Final Fantasy scenario.
Yes, it is bad. I mean,
it's tough.
Again, I go back to the most previous thing in data centers. I go back to the prisons. I go back to the protests. I go back to, ICE killing people in the middle of the streets. I go back to the trafficking here in our country. I mean, I can't let my family go to the store by themselves. I cannot. Unless it's just a drive-through situation where, man, and then too, we have people bring us food, but even that's nerve-wracking too because people know where you live. And you do this on a consistent, so there's no safety here for us.
And I think what the future is you guys watch that movie, The Hunger Games, I'm sure, right?
I've seen 1 or 2 of them, I believe.
So the concept of that movie is, I think what and also like in it's a few in a few Final Fantasy games too, the scenario where we have giant big cities, right? And everybody's going to be contained in a city, and then there's going to be the outskirts. And so either you join the system and you live in a city, and like I'm talking about like one big giant city where all the power is there. You know what I mean? Like we have all these
Mhm.
rural small towns. Like I think the future small towns USA is going to go away. We're going to go down to these strong cities that become strongholds.
So say that again, bro. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
It's possible.
So like what I'm talking about, the future is, I feel like it's going towards like, you know, like in the Hunger Games where you have one big city,
Oh yeah.
right?
Right.
And it's the same in some Final Fantasy games. And you have these big cities all over the world, and everybody that's outside that city is the, you know, your outskirts, you know, people that are trying to live off the land, or they chose not to be in the system, whatever.
Mhm.
But I feel like that's what we're going towards.
Yeah.
It's quite
Is
possible.
eventually we're not going to have a country. The country's going to be in a city, or we're going to have like maybe 3 or 4 cities across the country, and that's it.
Yeah.
Quite possible.
I believe that. I believe China's working towards that. And again, Chris brought
Dubai's doing, not Dubai, but the Middle East. That
they are.
I can't remember what it's called. That city that's basically built in a straight line,
Yes.
and it's going.
I've seen that.
They're doing it right. They're building it right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a worldwide connection. This is not something
Yes.
United States against China don't like
Yes.
Russia don't like Iran. It's all a game. It's all.
They all kings on the board, and they're all trying to make it to where
Yes.
every king has a position.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's what all these deals are about.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, we need to stand up as people, and we need to recognize that, and we need to recognize it together as much as possible.
Yes. This
But
is true.
mean, again, to me, in my eyes, we as parents were already dead and gone. It's our kids now that they want. I mean, you think about RP, you got a child finna graduate here in a couple of years or another year.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And two, you know, and my son asked that, what would you suggest if I was going to go into a career? What would you suggest? And it's not the same anymore. It's not the same anymore. You know, oh yeah, go start a business, son. Well, you know, but the SBA loans are difficult to get now.
Yes.
Due to the economy, right?
Yes.
So it's hard
And
to
the interest rate on those are freaking high.
You know, oh yes, they are. Oh yeah, they are. And so, you know, even going to college is sometimes not even worth it. I mean, we've learned
Yes.
10, 15 years ago.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know, so I mean, what do you do? What do you do?
You must do research before you do anything, especially when it comes to college and
But
things like.
AI can come in and change the game. You know,
It is changing. It's changing the game already. Yes, it's changing the game already.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's either you're going to be in a system or you're going to choose to be out. I don't think there's going to be any more options.
Yeah.
I do agree, and I'm with you. Next 10 years, if there's a wall around these super smart cities, and you have to take the jab to do so. You have to have the TV on and smart house you have to live in. I mean, how many of us are going to live in that? But if you don't live in that, you live outside of that, where you're making up a hut. You know what I mean? You don't have proper, you know, containment and safety for your family. You're constantly trying to survive because somebody's constantly trying to take what you have. You see?
And do you think they might actually build these cities and then do nuclear war just to force people in them?
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to try to force. I think they want to limit the cities anyway, because they don't. I mean, it's kind of like they don't want your
Population control.
They don't want your poverty looking butt inside these cities. They want to keep you out. They want only the people who have the money and fame to do so.
I mean, they're going to need people in the cities to operate them, though.
Too.
They need AI. They got AI. They don't need you. The AI don't get sick. They don't call in to work. They don't have a vacation. AI would get in here. They'll write a ticket and put on your dashboard and walk off.
Hey, the robots don't need it either.
But like,
I said the robots don't need AI either. Well, you know what I mean. AI, robots and AI will be the combination together.
It depends, man, because people that want to do something like that, I kind of feel like they need to rule somebody.
Oh, you talking about people? Oh, you talking about
yeah, like you talking about these cities and like only the wealthy and powerful. Yeah, they're going to be there, but I think the wealthy and powerful likes to be wealthy and powerful over people. And if there's no people around,
I see that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think wealth and power just comes from wealth and power. It's regardless of its human. I think AI would be considered. You have power over something that has more power over 10 men versus 10 men who have power. But now I have a robot that can whoop 10 men. That's still power.
That's the Terminator.
I mean? I seen a movie. It's a cartoon movie the other day, and it was basically about that where these kids, this girl got beat up because her parents couldn't afford a robot. So she went to go play soccer, and these other girls who were in a private school had robots because their parents had money, but the robots beat her tail. So her mom was like an engineer at a robotics company, and she said she hated robots because her mom loved robots so much The daughter hated it. Ran into a robot. The robot started following her around. This dude was like 3 times beating other robots, but she used that robot to beat up the other 5 kids that beat her up. You know what I'm saying? This is a cartoon.
Yeah.
This is like a cartoon.
Wow.
Watching this robot snatch these other robots and it was just crazy.
Yeah.
And to me, that was her power. She was so happy to get this robot. First, she hated it because she didn't like robots, but what she seen it could do. And then the robot started having feelings because the girl wanted to create destruction. She was going through the city and causing a mayhem, blowing this up, blowing that up, and the robot disabled all his weapons. And
So it's a gun that can make choices.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
It sounds like what a robot is going to become.
Yes.
Yeah.
A gun that can make its own choices.
Yeah. But I think it's about power, bro. I think I don't. You don't care what power, who they have power over. You know what I mean? And they still have power up because they might go hunting us. We might be the hunt now. You know what I mean? Just like the cartoon movie. Now, instead of just hunting each other within this realm of society of just millionaires, they're going to have hunting games on Saturdays and start hunting people who are not inside the wall. Could you imagine that? And we don't have robots. We're building makeshift robots because we only build them out of scrap. Oh, bro.
They're gonna call for Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd. Judge Dredd.
That's my show right there, bro.
I love that show.
Yeah, that's my show.
That's kind of like what we're talking about, though.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, mega city, people living outside, control.
Yeah. Bro. I think it's only going to get worse, Kings. It's only going to get worse. So you got to prepare yourself in every angle, like I said.
Every angle.
My wife and I, we moved out here with survival technique, learning survival technique, just in case we need it. You know what I mean? Learning the not the narrative. You know what I mean? I think outside the narrative. But I mean, bro, when it comes to food, when it comes to our air, when it comes to products we put on our body, man, everything is slowly going up. I mean, just look into it. Just look into it. We're not safe by anything. We're not. We're not.
You're right, man.
Kings. Y'all ready for them rapid fire questions? You ready for them rapid fire questions?
Let's do it. I like that.
Yeah.
I figured out why you guys couldn't hear my beeper last time.
What happened?
Because I had my mic off and the mic was going, I was talking with the mic in my headphones. And so I was doing this instead of over here. It wasn't going through my mic.
We should can hear you.
Let me hear the sound. Okay. Oh, there we go. That's what's up. Okay.
That's right. All right. Rapid fire questions. We got 5 of them, King. We got 5 rapid fire questions. Well, we one at a time. One at a time we'll answer. We'll start with King Mac and we'll just go around from there. You guys ready?
Always ready.
All right. Question number 1. If you could ban one thing from existence, what would it be? King Mac. One thing from existence. Working. I would choose racism.
I was going to choose that, but yeah.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
Propaganda. All right. I like all those answers. Okay. Question number 2. What is the worst haircut you ever had? What's the worst haircut you ever had?
Oh, that's funny. Because so I kind of had this haircut where I had the back growing and the top was kind of short and the sides were cut kind of like Christopher's.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to a barber here in Missouri, and since I said I was from Texas, he gave me this Houston haircut, right? This was like a gangster haircut, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, no, bro, that's not how it goes. Go to Texas, because I said I'm from Texas. I'm not from Houston, Texas, so I don't rock hairstyles. But it was horrible, bro. It was bad.
I didn't know there was hairstyles for cities, man.
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Texas was known for the waves all the way around. Really
Okay.
But the Houston boys had like a patch of hair in the very back here. You know what I mean? And
wow. He said no.
Exactly like that. I was like, no, bro.
That's crazy. Mine was I was little too, and so my cousin was cutting my hair, and I was sitting in the chair, and she's cutting my hair, and so when she got done, she said, "Okay, I'm done," and went to go touch, and she cut all my hair off.
Oh my goodness.
I was bald head. You want to talk about somebody crying? I was underneath. Look, I went underneath that table. Like, Rob, come underneath the She come on with her hair off. I was bald head. I was pissed.
That was wrong. That was wrong.
Oh, yeah, that was way wrong. I wanted to get her so bad, but she was so much bigger than me. But I was pissed. I was pissed. Listen, that was a long time ago, and I'm still pissed. What you got, King Chris? King Russell. King Russell, what you got?
Mine is same as you. When I was, I think, 13 or 14, I think it was freshman year of high school. I was doing a fundraiser for a church.
My God.
And
yes.
If you lost the fundraiser, you had to cut your hair, all of it off, go bald. I lost. And so I had to shave my head. I remember going to school. I got made fun of. But me without hair is the worst because I have a very, very almost perfectly round head.
Yeah.
And it's very small too. So I don't look good on my big frame with this tiny little thing.
What's that show called? Mario Brothers. Remember the Mario Brothers back in the
Yes,
that's the green monsters with the little bit small head.
Exactly. Exactly that one.
Well, at least I was a little kid, not in high school. My goodness, man. No doubt. Question number three. Tattoos or no tattoos? Well, I know you're king. I don't know what you got. You already got tattoos, kid.
Hey, tat it up. My tattoos are my story.
Yeah. I don't have any, but I do want some. So I'm going to go with tattoos. I do want some.
Oh, I already got everything lined out for my tattoos when I get the money.
10-4. Okay, question number 4. If you were invisible for 24 hours, what would you do?
Ooh.
If I was invisible for 24 hours, what would I do?
What would you do?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You know what? It's probably not practical for me to say on this show. So,
yeah.
But I would go against the very thing that was against us. I would dismantle what was against us.
Yeah. I would go I'm gonna go to the White House and sit in on a couple of meetings, see what's going on. I'm gonna go to the bank, pick me up a couple of dollars. I'm gonna have a little fun with people. You know, maybe pull down some pants, maybe slap. No, excuse my language. I'm gonna have a little fun with it. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little fun with it.
Oh, man. What's up? What you got, Chris?
My first thought before you gave your answer, Mackie, because your answer changed mine.
Right.
But my first thought was to go into the mountains and just hike by myself with nobody.
Well, hell,
I like that. I like that.
But my second one was based off of your answer. That would have been, let's go take out some people.
Yeah.
But I want that piece of serenity where no one knows where I'm at in the mountains. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I do like that. You know, I would do
Animals
that.
Can't see you.
Yeah, I just I would do that. I would go to Africa so I could walk with the lions and the elephants and things like that. And don't have to worry about getting eaten. All
Imagine
right,
how many animals you could mess with.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome, man. That would be. All right, question number 5. I am having a festive Christmas meal at my house. I'm inviting you kings over. So the food that I'm cooking, you got 2 choices. 2 choices, kings. King Mac, you up first. You're either going to eat horse rectum, 12 inches of it, or you're going to eat deer balls and you're going to wash it down with 100-year-old eggnog. Which one, king, are you eating?
Well, first of all, I don't celebrate Christmas, so I ain't even coming to your house.
No. Okay. It ain't Christmas. We just having to even
Dude.
We just having to
find a way out. You gotta pick, man. You gotta pick.
You gotta pick. I already know your stance on them balls, so
I am not doing rectum. I ain't no.
Hey, you ever had a hot dog?
Which one you doing, King?
Hey, bruh.
Which bad do you want?
Thank you. I can't even opt out of it. There's no way to opt out.
Nope.
I don't know. I guess I'm going with balls, bro. I guess I'm going with the balls because I ain't doing nothing. Look, yeah.
King is this strong. King is this strong. He done, Chris. He done, King Russell. He done all.
He's going for that testosterone, man.
He's going for the test. Listen, those are both horrible choices. I can't believe I cooked that meal, but I'm gonna have to go with Yes. I'll have to go with the godly, the dear boss too. I can't see eating a rectum. That's disturbing.
I'm eating the rectum. I'm eating the rectum, man. I mean, I'll just make it into a hot. You eat hot dogs, right?
No.
You got anus and hot dogs.
No, I don't eat hot dogs. Look,
Hey,
I don't
you
even
know
suck out of a straw. I don't even suck out of a straw.
The Inuit. The Inuit.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
The Eskimos and the Inuit, they would take I'm pretty sure this is right. They would take the lining of the intestines and use that as a liner in their clothes.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they would use the.
That makes sense.
Well, it's used. Hey, that's also used on some sausages.
That soft tissue, man.
That soft tissue. Oh man, that's good.
Reason
stuff.
why I said that because I've already eaten horse before.
Oh, 10-4. Well, I knew
Ball
that.
rain.
I knew that question would get old King Mac right there. I knew we'd get it. I knew we'd get it.
You talking about Wendy's horse, or like you had like somebody
Horse meat.
You had horse
In Bahrain.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, the base, the Burger King that we were at, they were using horse meat for the food.
Yeah.
And the first Sonic no longer does that, but they have been caught doing it in the past. Yes.
Wendy's does for sure. Wendy's does.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I was in Texas,
I mean, it's meat. It's not bad for you.
Yeah, because they were saying that horses are just everywhere. They're invasive, so they started killing horses because cows were too expensive. I don't know.
Oh, and the Mongols ate their own horses, and they were horse people. They drank the horse milk and they ate the meat too. Whenever a horse was too old, they kill it and eat it.
Oh wow! And I get that makes sense. I guess that makes sense. You know.
I mean, you're not wasting it.
That's right. That's right. King, you got the spotlight, King?
I do. I did. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. All right, fellas. So our spotlight for today is Marlon Brando. Have you ever heard of Marlon Brando?
No.
He was an actor back in the 1950s and 60s. But anyway, most people know Marlon Brando as an Academy Award-winning actor who changed Hollywood forever through films like The Godfather and The Streetcar Named Desire. But away from the camera, Brando became one of the most outspoken white allies of the civil rights movement. During the 1950s and 1960s, when supporting civil rights could hurt a celebrity's career, Brando chose to speak out anyway. He donated money, he attended protests, and publicly challenged the racial discrimination. He marched alongside leaders such as James Baldwin, one of my favorite guys, poets, James Farmer, and supported the Congress of Racial Equality, and participated in the March on Washington, where Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Brando also formed relationships with leaders in the Black Panther Party and politically criticized police brutality and racial inequality. He believed that racism wasn't just a problem for Black Americans, it was a moral failure of the nation. His activism extended beyond Black civil rights. In 1973, Brando refused to accept his Academy Award for Best Actor for The Godfather. Instead, he asked Sachi Littlefeather to appear at the Oscars on his behalf to protest Hollywood's treatment of Native Americans and the federal government's policy towards indigenous peoples. The moment became one of the most controversial and most remembered in in Academy Award history. His actions showed that he was willing to take the risk, despite his popularity, to support the cause he believed in. Whether people agree with all of his views or not, Marlon Brando demonstrated that influence can be used for more than just entertainment. He showed that someone with privilege and a public platform can choose to stand beside those facing discrimination, even when it comes at a personal or professional cost. For many, Brando's legacy isn't just about character the character he played on screens. Is also about the courage he showed when the cameras were not rolling. We want to give our respect and our gratitude to Marlon Brando for the contribution that you made.
Absolutely.
Right on.
I didn't even know
What was
that.
his name?
Marlon Brando.
Wow.
Maryln.
Marlon and
Brando,
Brando, Brando.
Wow. That's good stuff. That was a good one, King. I didn't know that about him.
But to me, that's what needs to be done.
Right.
To me, that's the division that's not happening right now. We don't have people standing up for each other. We don't have people standing into each other.
No, actually, we're having people separate.
Oh,
I've been seeing white nationalist groups pop up, Mexican nationalist groups, like almost a group for every race in America, and they're all like going back to being separated for some reason, trying to create the separation and saying that it's necessary.
Now I have to question you on the white. I have to question you on Hispanic and black. I hadn't seen any. I seen a white national group walk through Washington D.C. just a couple of days ago for July 4th, but I hadn't seen anything on any other national groups. So what?
It's so that there's religious groups, but the white nationalist group, they're still claiming Christianity, so it's still religious based. Because I just watched this guy talk. I mean, he got up on the stand and he claimed, he's like, there was one guy that claimed he wasn't a Christian. He said, we are a white nationalist group. But there's only one of them I've seen so far. Most of them are still based on Christianity or based on religion.
Yeah,
especially the white ones. The white ones are still claiming Christianity. They're like, we want a white
platform, but I don't.
That's why I said they're using. That's why I said they're using religion.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. Again, even the white national group that came by or that walked, there was no other group that combated their thought. There was no black group. There was no Hispanic group. It was just a white national group.
No, I'm not saying they're bad and now. I'm just saying videos I've seen online.
I hadn't seen any other groups. Yeah, I hadn't seen any other groups come out, but ain't no telling.
No telling, bro. No telling. Kings. Great
but
podcast,
there is quite a few white nationalist groups that's popped up, and they're being really loud about it.
Well, you know what? That's my thing about too. Like that's why I'm preparing for it. You know what I mean? Like,
but see, I think that's because of the propaganda.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
That's why people are doing that.
People are believing it though. Like, bro, I'm seeing. I just seen the other day 2 young black kids at a swimming pool. One was maybe 16, one was 14. And a group of white men started to attack them, choking them in the water. I mean, it's just sad. Like calling people the N-word in the middle of the street.
Yeah,
just
man.
Walking down the road. So, yeah, you're right. It is propaganda, but the people here in this society are starting to believe that propaganda, right? They're starting to question, black people in their capacity in what they do. Like
that's the point of the propaganda.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there was a black judge that was in a neighborhood. All right, King. Gotta go.
No, go ahead. Finish it out, bro.
No, I mean, there was a black lady in a neighborhood, pretty prominent neighborhood, and she was watering her garden, and she was a retired judge. But the cop didn't believe she lived there. You know what I mean?
Man,
so
what the fuck?
Bro.
There's so many videos like that, bro. So many videos.
It is, and walking down a neighborhood, young black kids walking down a neighborhood and being stopped for being suspicious.
Yes,
or
yes.
Hands in their pocket. Like,
yes.
It's ridiculous. And again, you're right, it's propaganda, but you and I, we know that, right? But the people out here who watch news every single day, Channel 5, 12, 6, or whatever, they are believing this stuff. And then they're not reading history. They're not reading history. Oh yeah, these people were ancient kings and gods back in the day. They're not reading that. They're saying, oh my God, the narrative is that these dudes were slaves. People were slaves, and then now they're gangsters, and they have black on black crime. They kill each other, and they're thugs, and people are really believing this. When somebody walks up to me and says, Sir, you're not black. No, brother, I am black. I'm just not the NIGGAs you see on TV that with their pants halfway down to their butt and the Glock sitting in their waistband. I'm just not that person. But that's
No, it's just like every white person isn't a cracker and a redneck.
Yeah, but you don't hear though. You don't hear. I very even in the black community, I very rarely hear those words ever being used.
No. I'm not saying the word. What I'm just saying is that there is, poor rednecks that are white in the world that's doing the same crimes as black colored men, right?
Sure.
But the focus on the media and the propaganda is they want people's minds to think it's coming from black men.
Yes.
It's coming from everywhere. They're just hyper focusing on one.
Absolutely,
That's right.
bro.
That's right.
And it's the propaganda. I mean,
That's right.
That's what I said. If I could, it'd be propaganda, because that would fix a lot of the issues, because all propaganda is to get your mind twisted to believe a certain narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not the truth. Instead of look what's in front of you.
Right.
Your answers are right in front of you. Stop looking what's on the television screen.
Yeah.
Hey, I feel your passion, bro. I'm with you. I feel your passion.
I mean, that's why I choose not to watch the news. And since I choose not to watch the news, that means I may not know everything that's going on in the world.
Right.
And that's okay, because I can't control the world.
Right.
I can only control what's in front of me and what's around me and the people I interact with.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. My wife is. Go ahead, RP.
No, I was just going to say, good. It is absolutely, when you become an adult and you become aware of your responsibility to guard your mind, to guard your castle.
Yeah, and I get that. You know what I mean? But I tell my wife I need to know, because I got you. It's us. I have my kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I have 6 kids total. You know what I mean? So I have to pay attention to what's going on politically.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
no, Chris, I'm not.
But you're not watching the.
I'm not.
No, but you're not watching Fox, are you?
No, I feel you on that. Like, no,
Right.
I'm not knocking anything, because I'm with you. I don't watch TV. I don't watch the news at all.
Right.
I'm more YouTube, underground markets, and figuring out, what, other research and stuff.
I like to get my news from actual journalists.
I do agree. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Honest, I watched out of Canada. He was huge into the border situations in Texas. You know what I mean, and beyond. You know what I mean. So I'm with you on that. I am with you on that. Matter of fact, I just popped up a book, or saved a book, about a journalist who talked about. Anyway, I know you got to go. We'll talk. I know you got to.
Yeah. But that's also why I like podcasts. That's where I get a lot of my news from.
Yes. Yeah, share that, bro. Hey, anything you see, bro, let's put that in the app so we can share it and be better informed. Like, I normally try to watch all y'all's videos. Or I put something out, or whoever. Or Chris, when you have writings in your journals, I'll look to read that. You know what I mean? So let's put this information out so we can better understand what's going on, and these can be part of our discussions on Wednesday.
This is true. But I'll start putting it in the group text as well. I'll start doing that, because I do come across a lot of stuff.
It's one thing before we get off here I wanted to mention is, like, so you said you've been watching my videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I got, I think, like 5 journal entries I've read so far.
Mm-hmm.
And last week I put one on TikTok. It was about change, I believe. I know it was the shared law. It was about shared law. We are all connected. And I know only one person, but I had one person comment on that video on TikTok and told me that the video helped him and he's going to follow me for that. Now, that's the first comment I ever got, anything like that, where it actually touched somebody. And so if we got something to share, man, don't be afraid to get it out there. It's going to help somebody, even if it just helps one.
That's right.
That one person that you help, you could potentially help more through that person.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, bro.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. We can keep talking all day. I know.
That's right. I'm sorry, Kings. I'm sorry, Kings.
Don't be sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good, bro.
You're right. I'm not. The podcast was awesome, brother. Awesome, man.
Yes,
listen, I missed this, King. It's like it's been a long time, but this is good, brother. This is good.
So you got to go now.
Well, let's close this out, and then we can do it for a few minutes. Okay. Love you, Kings. Love all those who joined us today for open mic. Drop your thoughts and your comments, and share this with someone who values meaningful conversation. Join us next Wednesday as we continue to build through wisdom, experience, and purpose. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, just to name a few. Just to name a few. King Chris, take us on out, brother.
Fellas, as always, we do this because we want you guys to have faith in yourself, trust in your own power, believe deeply in your purpose, and build unshakable confidence through action. Dedicate yourself to yourself. Show up when no one's watching. Stand firm in your commitment to grow. Put in the reps mentally and physically. And lastly, discipline. Forge your character through consistency. Set your code and follow it without compromise. Control your impulses. Command your results.
Awesome sauce, Kings. Love you guys.
Love you, brother.